With Dan and Mike on the call here on Hot 105.
Welcome, everybody, to Marmonton Valley, Kansas, where tonight St. Paul travels up to Marmonton Valley here in Moran to play the Wildcats in an all-important district game. What comes up, Mike, to kind of almost sort of be a must-win for the Indians to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Well, it's a must-win in a couple of ways because not only the Indians have a district opportunity, but they also have a league opportunity with them being tied with Marmonton Valley for the league. So Marmonton Valley comes in at 5-1, as does St. Paul. However, the big difference is Marmonton Valley is 2-0 in district play, St. Paul 1-1. So in order for St. Paul to have a chance to move on, they're definitely going to need a win tonight.
Last week lost to West Elk, a very good West Elk team, 36-22. Indians come up short end of that stick. Really struggled to get their offense going on a real sloppy field last week in St. Paul. The Bermuda held up pretty good, but it just rained that morning. It rained a couple days ahead of that. Field was soft, soggy, and the Indians could not keep the quarterback for West Elk in check as he scrambled all over the field last week, Mike.
Yeah, that's true, because last week in that defeat, 36-22, the Indians fell to West Elk, and like you said, the wet field conditions along with the quarterback, Cade Miller, for West Elk, just turned out to be too much for the Indians all at once there on their senior night, or homecoming, I guess it was, not senior night, that's next week, but homecoming night at St. Paul. And the Indians, you know, they played a pretty good game overall. There was a few mistakes, mental errors. They had 9 penalties for 95 yards, and that's something unusual for St. Paul. They played pretty clean all season, not had a lot of penalty problems, but last week the penalty bug sure did bite them. And then not only that, they had a turnover, and just a lot of things weren't going their way last week.
As Mike said, both teams come in 5-1. The big difference is Marmonton Valley's one single loss is a non-district, non-conference game to Greenfield, Missouri. The Indians' loss was last week to West Elk. Last week, West Elk and the Indians both came in 4-0. West Elk stays unbeaten in district and on the season as they go down the last 3-game stretch of the district. So the Indians will basically be fighting for the number 2 spot in the playoff spot, with Marmonton Valley, Southern Coffee County, and Sedan all yet on the docket on the schedule for the Indians.
There were a couple bright spots for St. Paul last week in St. Paul against West Elk. Adam Albertini had a nice 43-yard touchdown run from scrimmage. He also returned a kickoff for a touchdown, but other than that, there just wasn't much offense generated by St. Paul in that game.
Defensively, I thought the Indians played pretty decent last week, Mike. West Elk moved the ball up and down the field, but the Indians had them several times, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, and just could not get that critical stop on 3rd down. And there was a couple times, even in their own side of the territory, West Elk had the ball 4th and 1 and went for it and converted both times. The Indians' defense just not, as you said, make a few mental mistakes here and there and just let a person get away. In particular, Cade Miller on the night, he had dropped back to pass and survey the field, and good arm, and plus he would scramble a lot, and with the muddy field conditions, his speed just really helped him get around the ends for the Indians and collect a lot of yardage and really run the offense for West Elk. But moving on from West Elk, I think all the boys have moved on. They was disappointed, as you can well might imagine, getting beat on homecoming at home, but come in tonight, and they got new life. They know what they have to do. They know what's in front of them.
Well, and that's sometimes, you know, no one wants to lose, especially in district play, but one of the things about losing is you come back the next week, and sometimes you're more hungry, and you understand a little bit better that, you know, I don't want to call it a must-win, but it just about is for St. Paul. So I think they've got a lot on the line, and they all know it. They're going to be ready to play tonight.
If they want to continue to playoff hopes, it is pretty much a must-win, because if they fall to Moran stays unbeaten in the district play with only
West Elk, Southern Coffee County is who they have left on the schedule. So
right, and the Indians will also Indians have Southern Coffee County next week at their last home game, and then they'll travel to Sedan. Earlier in the season, well, week number 1 in the district, not week number 1, but the first game of the district, Marmonton Valley plays Sedan and beat them 24-22, which was a surprise and not a surprise. Sedan, very good football team, and Marmonton Valley, very good too.
Yeah, it was actually 36-28 was the score in that game, but it was a close game. That's the point. You know, it was a close game, so they can be scored upon, and we'll talk about that a little bit after the break on what to look for tonight. But you know, it's not something that's by any means out of the range of St. Paul to be able to come in here tonight, come away with a victory, and get themselves back in position for this district.
Our pregame show is brought to you by Richie's Pharmacy. Mike and I will be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and free banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Schonifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Welcome back to Marmonton Valley High School here, the Wildcat country, where the Indians travel up to play Marmonton Valley in an all-important district game. Indians come in 1-1 in districts for the year. Marmonton Valley is 2-0. So look for a very good football game here tonight, Mike.
Should be a good one tonight, Dan. The offense, Marmonton Valley comes in on offense with pretty potent offense, kind of similar in a way to what West Elk was last week that we saw. Most of the weight being carried by senior Trevor Wilson, who had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Madison. The game that Marmonton Valley won 46-6. Wilson has an 8.6 yard per carry average on the season. He's also averaging 131 yards a game rushing, so he carries the load on offense for Marmonton Valley. Overall on offense, they're averaging 283 yards per game, so they're capable of moving the ball up and down the field. They've got 29 rushing touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns. On the other hand, on defense, look for them to be a little bit stingy. Last week against Madison, they only allowed 87 yards of total offense, so that Marmonton Valley defense really is going to be a test for St. Paul. But their offense, we're pretty strong up front. Got Anthony Albertini holding down the middle of that defensive line, and he'll be looking to stop Wilson on the run game especially. Not much of a pass game probably. They're going to try to keep it on the ground, play a ball control type offense, so it should be a good game tonight.
We'll see. It should be a very physical ball game. Both teams very senior-laden. 8 seniors on the roster for St. Paul, 7 on the roster for Marmonton Valley. Of their 18 players, so a very senior-laden team. So look for that experience to put up for a good ball game, which is shown in the scores for each team in the competition they've played this year so far.
Yeah, it should be a good game, like we said. And some of the keys to the game for St. Paul are going to be to try and stop that running game of Marmonton Valley, not let them get ahead, or especially out to a lead where they have to play from behind. That's been a key all season. If St. Paul can get out, punch them in the mouth early and get out to an early lead, usually good things will happen. It's when they get behind and they have to play that come-from-behind game sometimes where they trip up, start making some of those mistakes we talked about earlier. They also need to minimize those mental mistakes, not have near as many penalties or turnovers. That could be one of the real keys to the game tonight, who wins the turnover game. Marmonton Valley's been known to turn the ball over, but St. Paul really hasn't had that issue until last week. So, you can blame that a little bit on what maybe the wet field conditions had to do with it. Tonight shouldn't be an issue. Looks like the field's in really good shape. On the other hand, for Marmonton Valley, it's going to be up to them to try to control the pace of the game by using that running game, and they're going to have to contain the big play threat of St. Paul with Adam Albertini coming out of the backfield, also Braven Bourne out of the backfield, running or throwing the ball, and his favorite target so far this year has been Brendan Doherty, who's been able to extend the field for the Indians and really is a long ball threat with the arm of Braven Bourne. So if the Wildcats going to have their hands full on defense trying to contain the different styles of offense St. Paul can run. If they need to throw the ball, they can. But if the throwing game's not working, they're easily able to run and break open the big plays on the ground.
Field conditions tonight and weather is deep and nice here in Moran. It was pretty warm today, 85 degrees today. Wind out of the south blowing pretty hard. The school sits on the south side of the field. Winds died down, flag pretty much hanging pretty much limp. So pretty nice out here right now, Mike. Probably 75 degrees. So it's conditioning. St. Paul's had tons of full games. And last week was a hard-fought game. Probably took them a couple of days to get over all the bruises from it. And so shouldn't be conditioning, shouldn't be too much of an issue.
No, it shouldn't be much of an issue. There were some cramp issues that I think we've seen a little bit out of St. Paul, but I think their conditioning has really come around. Middle of the week this week, obviously, was pretty chilly outside, so they practiced in the cold. Now it's about, like you said, 75, 80 degrees, and so it shouldn't be too much of an issue on weather at all tonight. It's just a perfect night for football.
Nice night for football, not typical for second week in October. You'd think maybe it'd be a little bit cooler, but short sleeve weather out here, awful nice. I was out on the field earlier. The field's Bermuda field. It's solid. It's nice conditions. The footing shouldn't be too much of an issue, unlike last week where the water was standing here and there and slipping and sliding around. So got last week behind us. Look forward to this week. We look forward to a real good ball game here in Marmaster Valley. Going to kick off here in about 5-6 minutes.
Looks like maybe they've resalted the field. I think, Dan, maybe since we were here last time, if I remember right, they used to have some tall fescue-type grass. This mowed down short Bermuda-looking grass looks a little bit shorter and maybe easier to manage footing-wise for the Indians.
There's about 6-7 minutes till kickoff. We're going to take another 2-minute break. Hopefully we get the national anthem in that 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll go over the starting lineups for each team. You're listening to St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Exchange Insurance Agency is a proud supporter of the St. Paul Indians. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop in to let us do the comparison shopping for you and get a free no-obligation quote. Offering all types of insurance, including auto, motorcycle, home, farm, crop, watercraft, life, and health, Medicare supplements, and all lines of commercial or business insurance. Serving the 4-state area since 1964, Exchange Insurance in St. Paul is here to provide you with what you need, want, and should expect from your insurance agency.
St. Paul Tire and Lube, locally owned and operated, offers the small town convenience you love without the big city prices. They offer free pickup and drop off in St. Paul, so you're not left stranded while your vehicle is in the shop. They offer tire repair and also offer oil change and new tires. When you find yourself in need of new tires or an oil change and need to keep going, visit with St. Paul Tire and Lube, 620-449-2323. St. Paul Tire and Lube, proud supporters of the St. Paul Indians.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and free banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Schonifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Well, Mike, we're about set to get underway here in Moran, Kansas, Marmonton Valley High School, home of the Wildcats, where St. Paul travels up to Marmonton Valley tonight to play the Wildcats in an all-important district and league game, Mike.
Yep, should be a fun game to watch. Both teams are going to be ready to play. Announcer just said earlier the league championship's on the line, but I think it's also going to be one of those deals where it may be a playoff berth on the line as well.
Mike, you got the starters for us?
Yeah, let's go over the starters for Marmonton Valley tonight. Senior number 3, Justice Pugh, will be quarterback. Number 20, Caden Elliott, as a junior, he'll be the running back. Number 21, Brock Hall, a senior tight end. Number 30, Trevor Wilson, the senior running back we talked about in pregame. Number 45, William Louder, another running back, linebacker. Corbin Smith, number 51, is a senior tight end off their defensive line. Isaac Heskett is a junior, number 61, offensive and defensive line. Will Holman is a senior, number 62. He's also a lineman for the Wildcats.
And for the Indians, Caleb Pekka will start at tight end and also play defensive back. Adam Albertini will start at running back and play defensive back. Braven Bourne is your quarterback, and he'll play a defensive back in that three-back set. Colin Carlson, the fullback for the Indians, will play linebacker and the fullback. Grant Hutcherson will play center as well as defensive end for the Indians, and Hunter Pullman is going to play defensive end as well as a tight end for the Indians. Kobe Spillbush will be a guard and or a tight end. Sometimes they move Kobe around, and he's going to play linebacker for you. And the anchor of the line is Anthony Albertini at a guard, and he'll also play a nose guard on the D-line. He'll be up against big number 62, I believe, for the Wildcats. Should be a good matchup, Holman and Albertini, so we'll see how that works out. As they're out doing the coin toss, the Indians have won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so that's going to allow the Wildcats to have the opening possession of the game. So we'll see if the Indians' defense can stop the potent offense of the Wildcats. Kind of a lot of times you want to take the ball to see if you can score on the other team first, and if you're pretty confident in your defense, then you'll go ahead and defer to the second half. So see how that works out for the Indians. Kind of the first time they've had a chance to do that this year, Mike.
Yeah, last week they won the toss and deferred and didn't work out very well for them, but this week it'll be interesting to watch that matchup down in the trenches with Anthony Albertini playing in there at that nose guard position, see what kind of destruction he can wreak and havoc he can wreak down inside there and try to break up that running game. I'm sure they're going to run out and blitz off in an early. Coach Watrick going to try and penetrate that line and not let Marmonton Valley get any kind of a running game started. That'll be one of his early goals.
Field lays north and south here at Marmonton Valley. South end of the field, the Indians will be kicking from south to north. So Alejandro, if there's any wind left, will have it at his back.
It was a little breezy earlier today. I wasn't sure how much luck Alejandro was going to have kicking with that wind blowing, but it's died down. Just a gust every now and then, not too much to worry about, I don't think, especially early on. He's got the wind out of the south at his back, so I'm going to look for him to kick that thing out of the end zone here to start the game.
Pugh and Wilson back deep for the Wildcats, so we're going to get set underway as the ball gets put into play, and Alejandro Mate, our kickoff sponsor, is Styles Fitness and More. We want to thank Richie's Pharmacy for our pregame sponsor. Join us next week on Senior Night, extra pregame for you. We interviewed all the seniors this week that will play before our pregame, so come on the air about 6:25, 6:30. Join us for pre-recorded shows for all the Mike and I interviewed them. Kind of nice thing for the seniors.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing those interviews. I think the kids had a good time, too.
And here we go with Alejandro's kickoff. It's a high driving kick, going to be returnable, taken by Pugh at the 2. He reverses it to Wilson. Wilson at the 5, across the 10 to the 15. He's got some running room. A little block in the back on Monte, but no call. He's going to be up to the 25-yard line on a nice return by Marmonton Valley, so they'll have good field position to start the game.
See what that Marmonton Valley offense dishes up here early on.
They run a little Pugh, took it and handed it on a little reverse to Wilson. Wilson got around the right edge, had a little bit of running room, got up to the 25, up to the 26-yard line.
Marmonton Valley coached by Gavin Cole. I believe this is his first year as coach, I think, your head coach up here.
Marmonton Valley comes up to the line of scrimmage, split wide to the left is Elliott. Single back set is Wilson, set behind Pugh in kind of a mini shotgun, if you want to call it. He's only about 2 yards behind the center. Here comes the snap. Hand off to Wilson off the left-hand side. Bottled up quick, and only going to be about a half-yard gain. Good defense gets stopped by the Indians there on defense. I'm going to call it second down and 10. Good job by the Indians there to tighten up. Make it second and 9. The ball sits about the 26.5-yard line.
Yeah, bottled Wilson up there in the middle.
the down and the yards to go, but we will keep...
Back up to the line of scrimmage, just kind of a pistol set. Running back to his right and left is Pugh. Hand off to Wilson off the left hand. Nope, excuse me. Going to keep it. They're going to be knocked down for a loss. I believe Pugh kept that. Tried to fake it to Wilson around the left-hand side. And he's going to lose a couple yards. A good job by the Indians staying home on defense so far. Going to bring up third down and 11. Now the ball sets about the 24.5-yard line.
I'm not sure the ball wasn't on the ground. I saw the referee throw his beanbag in there like they do when there's a fumble, but the back was to us, and we couldn't tell for sure.
They're running away from us. Now Pugh's going to split wide to the left. The shotgun's going to be Elliott. Two receivers wide to the right, one to the left. Here comes the shotgun snap. Now in motion from right to left is Wilson. Ball's on the ground again. Picks it up. It's going to throw deep. Got a man wide open. And he's behind the Indians' defense, and that's going to go for Marmaton Valley's touchdown.
That's the big play that we were talking about in the pregame. Give up that big play.
With the Wildcat touchdown.
I don't know where he came from, but he was as wide open as you could possibly be, and they hit him in stride. So Indians played good on defense, 2 downs, and didn't for one, and it cost them. So now they trail 6-0. Marmaton Valley on the board first.
Conversion attempts coming up.
Had to be a blown coverage by the D-backs for the Indians because he was as wide open as you could possibly get. He was 15 yards behind everybody. Shotgun formation, under center. Pugh takes the snap, runs it to the right side. Option, gets it to Wilson. He's going to be stood up, and he's going to be short. Good defense by the Indians, keeping him out of there. Adam Albertini, Caleb Pekka, and I think Hutchison all in on that. So 6-0. Marmaton Valley leads on a big pass play from Wilson.
It was Elliott through the ball.
Or Elliott to, who was it to, Mike?
It was
Hall, 21?
Yep.
21, the tight end. I think he came from the right tight end position. They split 2 receivers out to the right, wide to the right, split Pugh out to the left, and I don't know, he wasn't one of the ones split out, so he must have came from the tight end position on the right side. Either way, 6-0, Marmaton Valley leads. Not to start on defense that the Indians wanted. They played real good stopping Wilson on 2 run plays, but give up the big play, which has kind of been their Achilles heel. Every time they get somebody backed up 3rd and long, they give up them big plays.
Yeah, give up the big play, and you mentioned earlier they're mainly looked at as a running team, so it might have caught St. Paul a little bit off guard throwing that deep ball down the middle on that play.
Marmaton Valley will kick off to the Indians for the first time. Marmaton Valley leads 6-0 over the Indians, just underway, 10:34 left to go in the first quarter.
One of those risks you take when you defer that coin toss to the second half, giving the other team the ball.
I feel good about it. If the Indians defense can stop their running game like they did the first 2 plays, and they can do that all night long, I feel good about how this game will go. Because I don't think Marmaton Valley is a running team, and that's obvious that the Indians was selling out on the run. The passing team. The Indians was selling out on defense. Here's a kick, short kick, going to be taken by Caleb Pekka about the 15-yard line, across the 20. He's got a little running room, cuts up the middle, across the 30, up almost to the 35, going to fall across 35 to 36-yard line. So good return by Caleb Peck is going to give the Indians excellent field position to start this game, or to start their first possession of the game offensively. 6-0. Marmaton Valley leads early here. 10:26 left to go in the first. Ball sits 36-yard line for the Indians, their own 36.
St. Paul got away from their running game a little bit last week and threw the ball a lot. They may look for them to go back to that belly option, kind of their bread and butter play.
Spread wide to the right is Doherty. In the shotgun is Bourne. Set to his left is Albertini. Bourne back to pass. Going to throw it deep for Doherty. He caught it at the 10-yard line, wide open, right in his hands, and he was open, and Doherty dropped that ball at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Ball sits at the 36-yard line. He had 2 steps on number 21, Brock Hall, and also has a big height advantage on Hall also.
Yeah, Braven threw that ball about 35 yards in the air, and it came down right in Doherty's hand. He just dropped it.
It was on the opposite end of the field. It looked like it was over his right shoulder, and you could tell instantly he just dropped it because he slapped himself on the helmet. Wide to the right is Doherty. Shotgun formation, Bourne, Albertini. Now back to pass again. He's rolling to his right. He throws it short to Pekka. It's caught at the 40. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain to Caleb Pekka. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down and call it 7 for the Indians. The ball needs sitting at the 40, and they need to get to their own 33.5-yard line for a first down. You need to get to Marmaton Valley's 33.5-yard line. Big 3rd down play as they stay in the spread. Bourne in the shotgun. Albertini set to his right. Back to pass is Bourne. Looking for Doherty, and it's going to be off his fingertips and falls incomplete. Doherty and Bourne are 0 for 2 to start this game. It's going to put the Indians in 4th down and 6 as the ball sets at 40.
Doherty usually got pretty soft hands and a good touch, pretty good receiver. Just a little bit early in this game, he's having a little trouble getting his hands on the ball.
Appears like the Indians are going to go for it here as Bourne stays in the shotgun. Doherty splits wide to the right. Albertini is set to his left in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Back to pass is Bourne. Throws it to Doherty, and that's out of bounds, incomplete. They're going to turn it over and down as the Indians get to run the football one time, 4 plays and out. Gives Marmonton Valley the football right back as the Indians are not able to get their passing game going at all here to start this ball game.
Now, be up the Indian defense now. Step back up and slow this game down. They got to get it back on their terms now. Don't lose control here and give up some more points.
Marmonton Valley, 1st and 10 from midfield. Wilson wide to the right. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson is a single back set. Now Pugh turns around, talks to Wilson. Kind of a mini shotgun now. Motion from right to left. He's going to be back to pass. Pugh throws it out to Wilson. It's going to fall incomplete. That was almost a lateral out there. Nobody gets on it. Ball falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Pass is intended from Pugh to Wilson, kind of over his back shoulder.
Pugh doesn't look like he's overly confident in the pocket, but like you said, he's only dropped back about 1 or 2 yards in that shotgun formation. Doesn't give himself a lot of time to get rid of the ball.
Elliott went in motion from right to left. Indians have to stay home on defense on this motion. They're moving a lot of people around. Shotgun formation, 3 back set, 1 to each side of Pugh. Here's a snap. Ball. Oh, everybody took off except for the center. Did not snap the football, so it's going to be a false start against Marmonton Valley. It's going to bring it 2nd down and 15, and that was going to be a jet sweep right as everybody took off running to the right side. We're going to we would call it a student body to the right, but nobody left, or everybody left except the center did not snap the ball.
Snap count down that time.
That helps the Indians put the ball back in Marmonton Valley territory, 35-yard line. Indians need to be careful here, not let nobody behind them in the big play. Elliott splits wide to the right. Now single back set behind Pugh is Wilson. Here comes the shotgun snap. It's going to be a pitch to Wilson around the right-hand side. Cuts back to the middle. He's going to be wrapped up. Short gain on the play. Good defense by the Indians. Coleman, Hutcherson, and Carlson all in on. It's going to bring a 3rd down. He loses a yard. 3rd down and 16.
3rd down and 16 for the Wildcats.
6-0. Marmonton Valley leads. 9:14 left to go in the first quarter here. Just underway. Marmonton Valley with a big pass play gets on the board first. Indians 4 and out. Throw it 4 times. Their first 4.
Playing safety. He needs to keep everybody in front of him.
2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. This is what they scored on. Elliott in the shotgun. Elliott back to pass. Looking. Now he's going to scramble to the right, and he's going to be knocked down and for a 3-yard loss. Good job by Hutcherson, Albertini, and Pullman gets in there. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 17. Ball sits at the 32-yard line.
4th down and 17 for the
If this
Wildcats.
puts Marmonton Valley in the punt situation, we would assume it would. So good job by the Indians after turning that over on downs at midfield, getting this football back. Albertini back deep, stands about his 14-yard line.
Adam Albertini.
Here's a snap, taking it to 21. Good snap, low drive and kick. Then have to take it on a hop. He does, 1 hop. Up the middle he goes, now around to the right side. Now he's trying to cut back, looking for some room, tries to break the tackle, nowhere to go, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. So the Indians will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20.
That's going to bring up first.
St. Paul offense needs to get something rolling here now. Stuck down inside their own territory. They need to move the ball down to the other end of the field as quick as they can.
Just underway here. Marmonton Valley heads 6-0 on a big pass play on a 3rd down and long on the first possession. Went for a touchdown.
Their 19-yard line.
Looks like split back formation. No, I formation. Carlson at fullback, Albertini at tailback. Albertini looking for some room. Pugh's going to knock him down after about a 2-yard gain. Good tackle by Pugh. A hole there to start with. Pugh come up from the defensive back position to make that. 2nd down and 8. A little misdirection cross buck to Albertini off the left side. 2nd down and 8. See what the Indians like to do here on 2nd down. Same formation, I formation. Bourne up under center. Carlson at fullback. Albertini at tailback. Bourne's going to roll out the pass. Looks across the middle. Has a man out there. It's Caleb Pekka. He catches it. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Well, that's a pretty play. Nice play.
And he caught it right on stride. I thought it was going to be off his fingertips, and it was right on stride. Raven Bourne threw a strike to him. Pekka gets the Indians on the board, ties this ball game at 6. What the heck's he doing? How can there we go. Setting the extra point conversion up at the 5-yard line. I thought, boy. Now it's on the hash mark at the 3-yard line. So Indians try to take the lead here. The score tied 6-6 on a good pass from Bourne to Pekka. Indians have threw a 5 out of their first 6 plays. Bourne in the shotgun, 3-bunch receiver to the right. He rolls out to his right, looking for some room. Now he turns it upfield, going to try to make it in the end zone, and he crosses it.
I don't know that, but he got it in there. He steps up in the air, tried to hurdle him. That's a dangerous proposition there.
Bourne hurdles a defender and gets into the end zone, so 8-6 Indians lead with 7:29 left. We'll be back with your kickoff, sponsor Styles Fitness and more after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
St. Paul gets on the board on a pass and catch from Bourne to Pekka for, what was it,
58 yards, what I got that.
58-yard pass and catch is on the play action. Pekka was behind the defense, and Bourne threw a strike right on his fingertips, and he ran about 30 yards into the end zone. Alejandro Mate with our kickoff. Kickoff sponsor is Styles Fitness and more. And here is the kick. High driving kick is going to go through the back of the end zone. Good kick that time by Alejandro. It'll be 1st and 10 for Marmonton Valley at their own 15-yard line.
Wildcats will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 15.
Indians lead 8-6.
St. Paul got a little momentum back here. They need to keep the pressure on now. Got them pinned deep on this kickoff by Mate. Need to take advantage of that as much as they can.
Marmonton Valley 1st and 10 from their own 15. Indians need to keep them pinned back here, see if they can. Wrap up and tackle. Pugh up under center, split back formation is Elliott and Wilson. Here comes the snap. Pugh's going to roll out to his right, looking to pass. Throws a little screen pass up underneath. He's going to be wrapped up, knocked out of bounds, but good first down play. He's going to gain about 8 yards on first down. Is number 51 to Smith, Corbin Smith. Come from the right tight end position. It's going to bring 2nd down and 1. The ball, well, a long one, almost 2. Ball sits about the 23.5-yard line. 2nd down, 1.5 yards for Marmonton Valley. The ball sits 23.5-yard line. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson set behind him. High snap. Wilson with the ball. He's going to have some running room this time. Wilson almost gets away. Oh, the ball comes out late. Do they call it a... They're going to give it call it down, didn't they? Call it down, but it's going to be good for a Wildcat first down. He gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line, so a good run by Wilson that time off the left-hand side of the line as the chain moves. 1st and 10. Ball sits at the 32-yard line. Pugh comes from the sideline with the play.
1st and 10 Wildcats.
6:37 left to go in the first. 8-6. Indians lead by 2. We got a big fullback in there now, Mike. Pugh up under center. It's a fullback dive, and he's going to be wrapped up. Albertini has him quick. He's trying to struggle forward for a yard or two.
That was 61. Isaac Hesketh, the junior.
Holy cow.
That's big one.
It's a load back there at fullback. It's Hesketh. Albertini, good job wrapping him up. Half yard, maybe, gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Ball sets at the 32-yard line. 6:05 left to go in the first. Indians lead 8-6 in a good ball game here. Shotgun formation of Pugh, Elliott, and Wilson set behind him. It's going to be a pitch out to Wilson, trying to find Schmidt. Cuts back. Breaks one tackle. Now Albertini comes up and gets him. He's going to have a 2 or 3 yard gain. Trevor Wilson, good job by the Indians coming up and helping. He broke one tackle at the line of scrimmage on the sweep to the right. Wilson, a little deceptive with the speed, kind of turned the gas on. Good thing Adam Albertini come up, put a shot on him, held him up. A big 3rd down and 7. Ball sets at the 34-yard line.
Adam did a good job on that tackle. He stayed low and just buried his shoulder pads right in his waist. Was able to hold him up till he gets some help bringing him down to the ground.
See what the Wildcats do here on 3rd and call it 7. Elliott splits wide to the left. Single back set is Wilson. Pugh in the shotgun. Now motion from left to right. It's going to be a reverse. Now it's going to be a pass. Beck is back there, and it's going to be short and knocked down, fell incomplete. So good defense that time as the Indians did not bite. Bourne and Pekka was both back there, covering Brock Hall, the senior. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 7. See what Marmaton Valley elects to do here.
It's going to be 4th down for the Wild.
I think they've been watching some film on St. Paul because that little halfback pass has worked in some of the previous games. The defensive back has bit on it, but they didn't that time.
Back in punt formation. You see the number, Mike. It's Marmaton Valley in punt formation, and that is Elliott in punt formation.
For the Indians.
He is going to punt it. High driving punt this time. He's going to back Albertini up. He catches it about the 15. Looks for some room around the right side. There he goes down the sideline. Going to be knocked out of bounds about the 30. Looks like maybe between the 25 and the 30. So decent punt return by Albertini.
It'll be first and
10 for the Indians here on their second offensive possession. See if they can keep the offense rolling, or third offensive possession. The first one they went 4 and out.
First and 10.
Indians going to spread the field again. They've only ran the ball one time. Carlson is a single back set next to Bourne in the shotgun. Split wide to the left is Doherty and Albertini. It's going to be hand off to Carlson. Got some running room up the middle. Puts the shoulder pad down. Good first down gain by Colin Carlson. In my idea, Mike, we didn't see near enough of Colin Carlson last week.
No, we didn't.
Hardly any carries on the night as the Indians, West Elk did a lot of ball control. It's going to be 2nd down and a long 1 from the 35-yard line. Same set. Albertini and Doherty split wide to the left. Single back is Carlson set to the right of Bourne in the shotgun. Back to pass. A little screen pass out to Albertini. Tries to put the move on. He's going to have a first down. Stretches forward up to the 40-yard line.
To Albertini, stopped there by number 51.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Indians. No flags on the play. So that's going to advance the ball. 1st and 10 for the Indians as the ball is going to set right at midfield at the 40-yard line. Don't see a lot of energy out of the Indians so far. Not much excitement.
Not a lot of spring in their step right now.
2 receivers wide to the right. Single back set is Carlson. Bourne in the shotgun. He's going to run himself off the left side. Got a little running room right up the middle. Puts the shoulder pad down. He's going to have a nice 11-yard gain on first down. It's going to be a first down for the Indians, and he crosses the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
And he picks up another.
He's going to run the hurry up here.
In the hurry up as 2 receivers wide to the right this time. Bourne in the shotgun. Carlson set to his left. Here comes the shotgun snap. Low snap. Bourne's going to run to left side. Goes out the ball. The ball on the ground. It's fumble. And right to Q it goes. And it's going to be a touchdown. Marmaton Valley on a terrible decision by Braven Bourne as he tried to throw that ball out to Carlson. It's going to give Marmaton Valley the lead, 12-8.
Yeah, should have just went down when he tried to throw it backwards and threw it behind. I didn't see who that was over there, but he threw it behind him.
Carlson ran to his left. It was the option to the left, and Bourne was about to get wrapped up, and he made a bad decision, just threw it out there. And he threw it overhanded, but it was a backwards pass. Carlson behind him, and Pugh just picked it up off the ground, and Carlson had fell down. So Marmaton Valley takes a 12-8 lead with 3:49 left to go here in the first quarter, pending an extra point. Up under center is Pugh, split back formation. Hand off to Wilson, right side. He's going to get in the end zone. Extra point's good. 14-8, Marmaton Valley leads. 3:49 left to go here in the first. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Well, welcome back here Marvinton Valley, Kansas here in Moran, Kansas, home of the Wildcats. They lead 14-8 on a turnover by the Indians. Pugh returned that ball 50 yards for a touchdown, actually probably 45 yards for a touchdown. Kickoff sponsor is Styles Fitness and more. Back deep for the Indians is Adam Albertini, stands about his 10-yard line. Last time it was a short kick. Here comes the kick. It's another short kick. This time it's going to be taken by Albertini right where he stands. Up the middle of the field he goes. Now he cuts to his left, tries to avoid a couple tackles, going to be wrapped up at the 22-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians at their own 22. Indians was moving the ball the last two possessions until a bad decision made by Bourne trying to get that ball out to Carlson. Carlson slipped and fell, and Pugh picked it up off the ground and returned it 45 yards for a Marvinton Valley touchdown to give them the lead.
Yeah, sometimes you just take that tackle and a little bit of a loss and move on to the next play. Talked about mental mistakes before the game, and that was one there.
Two receivers wide to the right, Albertini and Doherty. Carlson set to the left of Bourne in the shotgun. Shotgun snap. Bourne back to pass. Going to look deep. He's going to throw it deep. Now Doherty stopped his route and then tried to go back upfield. It falls incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Indians.
Intended for number 5, Brendan Doherty. Second down.
A lot of passing going on by the Indians to start the first three possessions of the game, Mike.
Yeah, 7 passes so far here in the first quarter by the Indians, as opposed to only 3 runs. So the Indians not having a lot of luck either with that passing game, other than the big pass play of Pekka.
Second down and 10. Indians pinned back at their 29-yard line. So decent starting field position. But now second and 10. So the Indians trying to try to get something going here on defense. 14-8. Marvinton Valley leads by 6. Now it's going to be a timeout for the Indians. That kickoff sponsor was brought to you by Styles Fitness and more. And our timeout sponsor is St. Paul Supermarket. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Here's the St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Exchange Insurance Agency is a proud supporter of the St. Paul Indians. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop in to let us do the comparison shopping for you and get a free no-obligation quote. Offering all types of insurance, including auto, motorcycle, home, farm, crop, watercraft, life, and health, Medicare supplements, and all lines of commercial or business insurance. Serving the 4-state area since 1964, Exchange Insurance in St. Paul is here to provide you with what you need, want, and should expect from your insurance agency.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Yeah, timeout sponsor brought to you by St. Paul Supermarket there in St. Paul, Kansas. Indians up out of their timeout. Second down and 10. They trail 14-8 off of a turnover from Bourne to Carlson on their last possession. This time wide to the right is Doherty. Shotgun formation. Albertini set to Bourne's left. It's going to be a handoff to Albertini. Nowhere to go for him off the right-hand side of that line. Bourne should have kept that ball that time as they ran the option. It's going to bring a third down and 11 for the Indians.
It's going to be third down and 11.
Not a whole lot of excitement out of the Indians so far in this ball game, and in the situation they're in, you would think these seniors would be fired up and ready to play.
They need to show a little more fire. They're kind of just flat right now.
Third down and 10 as Hutcherson comes up to the line of scrimmage. Ball set to the 24-yard line. Same set. Doherty out wide to the right. Bourne in the shotgun. Albertini set to his left. Bourne back to pass. Now he's going to throw it. And it's low, and it is caught by Doherty. Good catch by Doherty. He's going to be short of the first down by about, I believe he's short by about a yard. So it's going to bring up a big fourth down and 1 for the Indians as the ball is still shy of midfield. See what Coach Watrick decides to do as the ball sits at the 38-yard line. Indians need to get to the 39 for a first down, so big play here.
I know I'd give it to Colin Carlson. It was up to me.
High formation, Bourne up under center. Doherty stays in the game, wide to the right. Here comes the snap. It's a pitch to Albertini. Albertini tries to spin away. He's going to be close. Now there's a flag comes in late, and I don't think he had the first down anyway, as he should have dove forward for that first down. It's probably, I don't see who was out there. Carlson might have been out there.
Yeah, I think it's
holding against the Indians. I assume Marvinton Valley will decline and take the football right there, as they don't look to be measuring, so I assume that they are short of the first down. Now they eyeball it. We'll see what they elect to do. They may have to measure to see if they have a first down, because I don't know why he's talking to the St. Paul Indian sideline. Pugh's coming in the ball game with a play from the sideline, so I assume now they're going to measure. Because obviously, if we have the first down, they're going to take the penalty and make it 4th and 11, or 4th and 10. If we don't have the first down, the Marmaton Valley will obviously elect to take the football on the other side of the football.
Measurement here to determine whether or not the penalty will be accepted.
So as the sticks come in for the measurement, I believe the Indians are short, so I think Marmaton Valley is going to have.
I think either way, Marmaton Valley going to end up the ball.
And the Indians are about 2 footballs short, so it will be Marmaton Valley football at the 36-yard line. So a big defensive stop.
Short, the Wildcats will take over.
Big 4th down stop by Marmaton Valley gives them the football in their own field position. Pretty gutsy call by Coach Wattrick, going for it on their own side of the field, and it did not pay off.
First and 10.
And it gives Marmaton Valley the football back. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. So Indians defense really going to have to step up here. They trail 14-8. 2:18 left to go here in the first quarter.
Going to have a stop here by the defense.
2 receivers wide to the left. This time it's going to be Elliott in the shotgun. Pugh is wide to the right. Here comes the shotgun snap. Now Pugh goes in motion right to left. It's going to be handoff to Pugh on the end around. He gets around Pullman, and now he gets around Spillbush. Still got some running room, running hard down the left sideline, and he's going to have a good 20-yard gain on the play. Gets clear down to the 19-yard line.
That's going to be good for the Wildcats.
As Pugh gets a 20-yard run, and now they have the ball first and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Just a straight-up reverse. Pugh came around from the right side, took the reverse handoff, and went to the opposite side of the field.
First and 10 for Marmaton Valley. Ball now sets at the 18-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Shotgun formation again is Elliott. Pugh wide to the right. Here comes the shotgun snap. Now motion from left to right to Wilson. Fakes it. Elliott keeps it. Got some running room up the middle. Is going to be chopped down, but not until a nice 5-6-yard gain, as now Marmaton Valley spreading that Indian defense out. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The ball is down to the 12-yard line.
5, Wildcats. I'm sorry, that was Caden Elliott carrying the ball. 2nd and 5.
See what the Indians come up with here on 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 for Marmaton Valley. The ball sets at the 12-yard line. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson and Elliott set to his right and left. Going to be handoff to Elliott, trying to get around. He does get around the right-hand side. Goes into the end zone of Wilson, as the Indians are playing just like they look, flat as a pancake now, and now they trail 20-8.
Yeah, that was just a defensive breakdown there. Good run by Wilson around the right side.
20-8 in favor of the Cats with a 2-point conversion attempt finishing.
And in the 2-point conversion, Indians now trail 20-8. 1:12 left to go here in the first quarter. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson to his left. Elliott to his right. Here comes the snap. It's a good snap right to Elliott. He's going to get around the left side. He's going to be bottled up. Does he get to the end zone? No. Extra point is no good. So good stop there on the 2-point conversion. 1:12 left to go. Indians trail 20-8. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout here at St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
St. Paul Tire and Lube, locally owned and operated, offers the small town convenience you love without the big city prices. They offer free pickup and drop off in St. Paul, so you're not left stranded while your vehicle is in the shop. They offer tire repair and also offer oil change and new tires. When you find yourself in need of new tires or an oil change and need to keep going, visit with St. Paul Tire and Lube, 620-449-2323. St. Paul Tire and Lube, proud supporters of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
In the first quarter, the Cats.
Our kickoff sponsor brought to you by Styles Fitness and More as the Indians trail 20-8 to Marmaton Valley. Marmaton Valley scored their last 2 possessions of the game after the Indians took an 8-6 lead. So the Indians drastically need to get something going here on offense, need to settle in and get something going on offense, take care of the football.
Indians' defense has been the strength of their team for the most part early in the season. The last week and this week so far, the defense has kind of had a letdown or a breakdown. I don't know what you call it. Just not playing with the spark that they normally do.
Back deep is Albertini, stands at his 10. Here's the kick. It's a high kick, going to be taken by Albertini, about the 9. Up the middle he comes. Now he's going to cut back to the left. And that got a little running room, gets away from a couple guys at 40, 35, one guy to beat, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Adam Albertini on a took it at the 9, Mike.
Yep, got the
71-yard return.
Just like last week, count out Adam Albertini, especially on that special teams play.
Had to break 2 tackles, and then just had the kicker to beat at the left side. Got around him, stumbled a little bit. About the 20, kept his footing, and down the sideline he went. So Adam Albertini with a big kickoff return keeps the Indians close in this game. Now they trail 20-14 with 1 minute left to go in the first. What a weapon is Adam Albertini.
You give him a little space. He's shifty and he's fast, and that's hard to contain.
Doherty comes in the sideline. Indians extra point. It's going to be big here tonight. But right now the score is 20-14. Indians trail by 6. Try to cut it to 4. Bourne in the shotgun. Low snap. Rolls to his right. Going to throw it for, and it's extra point is good.
And the 2-point conversion
pass is complete to Colin Carlson. So Indians cut the score 20-16 with 1 minute left. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and 3 banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Welcome back to Marmaton Valley, where now the score is 20-16. Indians trail by 4 on a kickoff return by Adam Albertini after Marmaton Valley has scored the last 2 possessions they've had it. So the Indians with a much-needed spark by Albertini. See if they can, Alejandro Monte on this kickoff sponsor style, Fitness and More, can get into the end zone and pin Marmaton Valley deep. See if the Indians defense can kind of settle in here as Wilson and Elliott, or Pugh, back deep for Marmaton Valley. Here comes Alejandro's kick. High driving kick. And it's going to go right through the back of the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. First and 10 for Marmaton Valley. Marmaton Valley really settled in on offense the last couple of possessions of the game.
Remaining in the first quarter.
So see if the Indians can settle in here on defense and stop Wilson, Pugh, and Elliott.
You'd like to think coming off of that big kickoff return by Albertini, they might have a little fire now on the defensive side. Come up with a big stop here before the end of the first quarter. You've got to remember, it's 20-16. We're still in the first quarter.
1 minute left to go in the first, 20-16. Indians trail by 4.
The fifth quarter after the game tonight.
One receiver split wide to the right. Elliott wide to the left. Now Wilson to the right. Pugh in the shotgun by himself. Look for Elliott. Comes in motion. Fakes the handoff. Going to throw it out to the right. Almost picked off by Pekka. As number 21, Paul wasn't even looking for the ball when Pugh threw it.
Second down.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 15. A lot of different looks from Marmaton Valley.
A lot of motion and a lot of misdirection, that offense.
2nd and 10 from their own 15. See if the Indians can settle here on defense. Looks like they go back to a regular set. Wilson set behind Pugh. Shotgun snap handoff to Wilson. Jab steps. Now he's kind of bottled up, looking for some running room. He's going to have a 1 or 2 yard gain. He's going to get about to the 16.5-yard line. So we're going to give him a gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 from the 17.
He has done a pretty good job so far of containing Wilson on the ground. The problem's been issues they're having through the air.
Look in this set that maybe Elliott will go back to the quarterback. Look like when they get in passing situation, Elliott kind of goes back into the shotgun formation, which it does. No, Pugh's going to stay in the shotgun. Now it's going to be running back to his right and left. It's going to be a sweep around the right side. Wilson look for some room. Ripped down by the jersey by Grant Hutcherson. Good play by Hutcherson to keep Wilson contained from the defensive end. Pugh rode Wilson to the right a long ways, clear 7 yards to his right before he finally, Wilson kept a hold of it, but Hutcherson ripped him down by the jersey. So at the end of 1, the score is 20-16. Marmaton Valley leads by 4. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Schonifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Deep in their own territory. Elliott back in puck formation. Adam Albertini stands back at his own 26-yard line. Indians 4th and 8. They need to be careful. Make sure no fake. Now there's going to be receivers split wide to the left. Elliott takes it down. That's got to be a motion, doesn't it? Holy cow. The center left 5 minutes before everybody else did. Albertini runs to his right, takes it 30. Now looks for the cutback, goes down the right sideline. Back to the jersey across the 40-39, so good return by Albertini. Took it at the 21-yard line, gets it up across the 40 to 39-yard line. Good job by Albertini. Good return. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball sits in Marmonton Valley territory at the 39-yard line. Indians trail 20-16, just underway here in the second quarter. So
a little better field position to start this possession with than what St. Paul's had so far. Now they need to get some more points on the board.
Born up under center, I formation, Carlson and Albertini right here in front of us. We'll have a good view here. 1st and 10. Hand off to Albertini, right-hand side. Looks for some room. Spins away from a couple guys. Now he moves, makes a move again, keeps his feet. Now a flag down. He's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line. My goodness, what a play by Albertini as he was brought down by two different players. But this is going to be in holding territory right at the 35-yard line. So unless it's a face mask, that was about where he was wrapped up to start with. So this could cause Indians to stand down there. I think it may be a face mask on Marmonton Valley, because Albertini was getting drugged down. It's personal foul, face mask against him, so the play is going to stand. What a run.
Face mask against the Wildcats.
What a run by Albertini. He was bottled up at the line of scrimmage. How did he get away from those two guys?
I don't know. He's shifty and he's slick, hard to hold on to.
So that should be tacked on to the end of the run. Personal foul will be half the distance of the goal. He went out of bounds at the 8-yard line, so a heck of a run by Adam Albertini. Adam Albertini is keeping the Indians in this game at this moment. Albertini goes
30-yard gain by Albertini on that run.
Keaton Kennedy comes in, splits wide to the left. Carl Carlson is going to be the single back set next to Bourne. Now the ball is going to be 1st and goal. It should be at the 4-yard line.
1st and goal, Indians.
Yeah, the ball is going to be spotted
half the
inside.
distance tacked on the end of the run.
8, so it should be down to the 4-yard line, half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal for the Indians as the ball sits to 4.
From the 4.
So what a run by Albertini. From the 39 down to the 8. Here comes the snap. Bourne up under center. Hands it to Carlson. Left-hand side. He's going to right. Bourne going to keep it, I think. And right down close to the end zone. He's going to get down to about the 2. So I think Braven pulled that out of Carlson's belly and kept it. It's going to be 2nd to goal as the ball set at the 3-yard line.
Bourne ran right into the middle of that defensive line. They was all bottled up together there, and he had the ball in Carlson's belly and then pulled it back out, which is a little bit dangerous. You got that many hands in there slapping at it.
About a 1.5 yard gain. Looks like the ball is about the 2-yard line, maybe the 2.5-yard line. Indians 2nd and goal. Just underway here in the second quarter. Indians trail by 4.
2.5-yard line to the Wildcats.
Doherty splits wide to the left. Carlson's a single back set behind Bourne. Bourne's going to throw it up in the air for Doherty, and it goes way over his head.
Incomplete.
Wasn't even close, as it's incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2 for the Indians. The Indians veer away from the running game, try to throw it to Doherty in the corner of the end zone, and Doherty...
It looked like it was a little fade route to the corner. Doherty kind of ran straight up the field, and it was thrown behind him and over the backside of his outside shoulder.
3rd and goal, Indians.
Bourne kind of just tossed it toward that corner pylon.
Let's go to work.
3rd and goal for the Indians. Ball sets about the 3-yard line, so the Indians got 2 plays to get 3 yards. Bourne in the shotgun. Carlson set to his left. Doherty out wide to the right. Here comes the shotgun snap. It's a low snap. Bourne rolls out to his right, throws it to Doherty, and it's going to fall incomplete as the Indians elect to pass it the last two plays when they're at the 3-yard line, and out Adam Albertini coming back into the game for a big 4th and goal.
Well, this will be it here. The 4th and goal. Throw the ball twice now with no luck, so we'll see what Coach Watrick dials up on 4th and goal. Got to get some points when you're down there inside with a first down.
Coach Watrick obviously has seen something on film because the passing is definitely more than 50-50 tonight so far. As Bourne in the shotgun formation, Doherty and Albertini splits wide to the left. Bourne is in the shotgun all by himself. Here comes the shotgun snap. Rolls to his left this time. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be caught by Albertini. What a catch by Albertini.
It's over his head, but good grab. Good hands.
So the touchdown Indians, Adam Albertini is putting on a clinic here so far for the Indians, keeping them in the game. That ball was almost through his hands and over his head. So the Indians take the lead 22-20, lead by 2. Unlucky to be there.
That's right.
3 out of the 4 passes inside the 3, and the last one paid off to Albertini, pending extra point. Extra point sets the 3-yard line. Doherty splits wide to the right. Now a lot of confusion. Now Doherty stays in there. Now I formation. Bourne up under center. The Indians need to run it here before they get penalized. Here comes the snap. It's going to be handoff inside to Carlson, and he goes into the end zone. Extra point is good. 24-22, so the Indians with the turnaround here take a 4-point lead over Martin Valley. 10:35 left to go before half. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Well, Indians take a 24-20 lead. 10:35 left to go before halftime. As Alejandro Monte is going to have to kick into the wind this time.
It says a lot for St. Paul not to give up. They were down, and everything looked bleak for them, and then turned around on the Adam Albertini kickoff return. Drove the length of the field here after a nice kickoff return following another Marmaton Valley touchdown. And St. Paul, here we are early in the second quarter now with the lead, 24-20.
Pugh and Wilson back deep, stand at the goal line. Monte has the ball teed up to 30. Styles Fitness and More is our kickoff sponsor. High kick's going to be returnable, I believe. And nope, it's going to fly into the end zone. So good job by Alejandro. He got that a lot of air up underneath that. Shows you how much the wind has died down. So it's going to be first and 10 for Marmaton Valley for the 15-yard line.
Let the defense hold the pressure on now with a little lead here.
Well, I apologize if you can hear the announcer, but the crow's nest burnt before the sedan game.
A little fire
here
up
at
there,
Marmaton Valley, so it is not usable. So we're sitting outside and have to run extension cords, but we're going to make do here. Looks like Haskell back in at fullback, Wilson at tailback, Pugh up under center. First and 10 from the 15. It's going to be off the right. Pugh's going to keep it. He's hit hard, wrapped up, pulled backwards. He's going to have a nice 5-yard gain on first down. He is wrestled backwards. Pekka, Bourne, and Carlson all in on that.
Pick up a 5 yards.
So it's going to be second down and 5.
And 5 for the Wildcats.
Following Haskell through that line of scrimmage. I don't know what.
Little breakdown there on the right side, maybe
Heskett,
the defensive line.
Excuse me, Mike Heskett. I don't know how big Heskett is, but he is a load at fullback. Yep. Heskett at fullback, Wilson at tailback, Pugh up under center. Look for him to run a little misdirection to Wilson here, and that's exactly what they do. They hand it to Wilson, look for some room, and he's going to be chopped down. Good defense by the Indians. And Wilson's going to have another yard gain. It's going to be up a third down and 4 for Marmaton Valley as the ball is now set at the 26-yard line.
Third down, 4. Wildcats.
Indians lead 24-20, 9:42 left to go before half. It's a good ball game here, folks, 24-20. Indians come back.
Just what you'd expect in the district battle and the league battle here for all the marbles.
This time, Elliott and Wilson are split back formation, Pugh up under center. Here's a snap. Pitch to Wilson. Cuts back up the middle. Going to have first down. Got some running room. And Bourne, no flag on the play. Taylor Pekka trying to run him down, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Wilson. Good no flags on the play. I think Bourne thought he was being held in the secondary. So Wilson with a big run gets through the Indian line of scrimmage and scores. Marmaton Valley retakes lead 26-24. 9:13 left to go before half.
Marmaton Valley with a big play threat of their own.
Big third down and 4 by the Indians. The Indians have had trouble on third down this year after they get people in third down situations. A big play lets Wilson get away on a big hard run by him, and the Indians unable to track him down. Split back formation. Pugh in the shotgun, pinning an extra point. It's a shotgun snap direct to Wilson, trying to get around left side. Going to be knocked down short of the end zone. Good job by Carlson and Bourne keeping him out of there.
To convert the 2-point conversion, the Wildcats will lead 26.
No, that wasn't Wilson. Excuse me. That was number 44 or 40. That says Louder on the carry. We're going to stay here and let Mike get caught up. We got a good one here, Mike. Trevor Wilson got the Marmaton Valley out of a big hole on a third down and 4 and scored on a long touchdown run. Indians unable to track him down. Caleb Pekka had a shot at him about the 10 and unable to trip him up. So Marmaton Valley back to a 2-point lead, 26-24, 9:13 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, it's big. Extra points really going to be a big player in this game if they're going to be back and forth scoring like this. And down to the end, if you've scored several touchdowns, those extra points tend to add up. So far, St. Paul's had good luck on theirs. They've don't believe they've missed any of their extra points. However, on the other hand, Marmaton Valley has struggled and only converted on 1, so could come down to extra points by the end of this one.
4 scores by Marmaton Valley, 3 by the Indians. Score is 26-24. Marmaton Valley leads by 2. Now the Indians are going to go the opposite direction here in the second quarter as Marmaton Valley tees this football up. Pugh this time going to tee it up for Marmaton Valley. Look for maybe a little deeper kick as Albertini, sensing that, backs up about his 7-yard line. Here comes the kick. It's going to be an onside kick, and the Indians falls on the ground, still loose. And I believe the Indians got on it about the 34. Joseph Hess had a shot at that. Looked like it was about 9 yards, and he wasn't sure if he should get on it or not. Thank goodness the back up people came up and jumped on it. I believe it might have been Caleb Pekka got on that for the Indians. So
it surprised them, I think. They weren't ready for that onside kick.
34-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 34. Indians trail by 2, 26-24, 9:07 left to go here in the first half. Bravenborn comes in from the sideline with the play.
On the field. Let's hear it, ninth man.
See if the Indian offense can dial up here. It'd be a good time for a big play again.
Doherty splits wide to the right. Single back set is Albertini in the shotgun next to Bourne, who's in the shotgun. 1st and 10, ball set 34. Back to pass is Bourne. Looking deep again for Doherty. Throws it up there. Looking for some room. A lot of contact. Now there's a flag coming late. Doherty trying to get back to the ball. He had his hands on the defender. We'll see what they call.
Turned around, playing on the ball. We'll see what they call.
As they spot the flag is down about the 23-yard line as the White Hatter comes up. He's going to throw it now inside the 20 at the 19. See what the flag is, the penalty flag is.
All right, let's see what the flag is.
It's going to be pass interference, but I'm not sure.
Offense or defense, it is pass interference against the offense, against the score.
Well, you think the receiver would have a right to try to get to the ball. The defender was inside of him. I don't know what they saw or what was going on down there. But
so it's going to bring up a 1st and 20 for the Indians, as that'll be marked off against the Indians and back them out of territory. As the Indians again try to throw it deep for Doherty, and it falls incomplete. Doherty was had his hands on the back of the receiver trying to get around him. That time number 21 was right with him. It was Brock Hall, the senior. Now they're discussing at the line of scrimmage what the flag should be. It should be, I believe, a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 1st and 20 for the Indians now.
Pass interference against
Excuse me, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to back them up.
And that'll make it 1st and 25.
So the Indians with a big penalty against offensive pass interference.
All right, ninth man, time to go to work.
So with the Indians dial up here, 1st and 25, don't need to try to get it all back in one play. Just run your offense, take care of the football. They only trail by 2. 26-24, 9:01 left to go here in the second quarter.
Y'all get louder than that.
Bourne is going to come up under center. Carlson single back set. Now Albertini splits wide to the right. Here comes the snap. Going to be running a reverse to Albertini, and the ball is on the ground, and Marmaton Valley gets on it. So the Indians are not happy with running a standard offense, doing a lot of passing, a lot of trickery play, and it gives Marmaton Valley the football at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, it was just a reverse play. Instead of a handoff, he kind of tossed it to Albertini. Albertini couldn't get a handle on it. Ball went on the ground. Good coverage there by the Marmaton Valley defense to cover it up, fall on it there deep in St. Paul territory.
First and 10, ball set at the 13-yard line for Marmaton Valley. Marmaton Valley leads by 2, 26-24, 8:56 left to go. Pugh in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it to Wilson around the right-hand side. Cuts back and cut down there. Good defense by Grant Hutcherson. Chops him down after a couple-yard lane. Wilson, real patient running around that right side. Looks for that cutback, and Hutcherson able to get him down.
2nd and 7.
Holman, the big senior, was down for Marmaton Valley on a knee, but he gets back up. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Ball sets at the 10.
And Wilson, the patient runner, waits for his block to develop in front of him before he makes that cut.
Heskett back in at fullback. It's going to be a handoff to him, the left side. Now Pugh's trying to wrestle Heskett, trying to push him forward. It's going to be another across the 10 to the 9-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and call it 6. Call it 7 for Marmaton Valley as the ball still spotted right at the 10. As a big 3rd down play here. Obviously 4-down territory. 8:01 left to go here in the second quarter. Marmaton Valley leads by 2, 26-24. 2 Indian turnovers tonight has caused them grief.
Yeah, really important now for the St. Paul defense to play tough and tight.
All right, here we go. 3rd down.
Shotgun formation. Wilson and Elliott set to each side of him. Back to pass is Pugh, looking in the middle, throws it up. And it's going to be through the back of the end zone. Good coverage by Albertini on Wilson. I believe. Nope. That would be number 51, Smith. Pass intended for Smith, the right tight end. It's going to bring up 4th down and 8.
Here they go, 4th down now. Time for a big stop. We'll look to see what Marmaton Valley dials up. They have a halfback pass that they've already run. They run a reverse. It's just hard telling what they're going to come up with, but St. Paul's got to be ready for anything.
Marmaton Valley needs to get down to about the 3.5-yard line for a 1st down. 7:37 left to go here in the second quarter. Indians trail 26-24. Pugh in the shotgun. Now Elliott goes in motion. It's going to be a reverse to Elliott coming around this left side, looking for some room. Caleb Peckett has him, wrapped him up short. Good defense by the Indians. As Coleman and Peckett stop Elliott, so Indians are going to hold off of the big turnover and get the ball back at their own 11-yard line.
That is a big defensive stop for St. Paul.
Now the Indians are out of that hole they dug themselves. Let's take care of the football down here in your own territory. 1st and 10, 7:30 left to go before half. Indians trail by 2. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 11. It's a good ball game here, folks. High formation. Carlson at fullback, Albertini at tailback. Option to the left. Going to pitch it to Albertini. Cuts back to middle field. Puts a move on. Off 20, 25, 30, 35. Cuts back and up to the 39-yard line. Heck of a run by Adam Albertini.
Yeah, good run by Albertini. He's patient. Let his block develop in front of him. Good news is no flags behind him, so the chains will move.
Indians ran the option to the left. Got to the edge with Albertini, and I think they need to take advantage of that more, Mike.
Yeah, they sure do. That's working well for them. They need to keep riding that till it quits.
38-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Indians. A lot of time left here in the second quarter. 7:15 left to go. Split wide to the right is Doherty. Shotgun formation's Bourne. Albertini set to his left. Low snap. Bourne's going to keep it off the left-hand side. Puts his shoulder pad down. Going to have a nice 4-yard gain as he gets across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Let's give him 3 and call it 2nd down and 7 for the Indians. 6:50 left to go here in the second quarter. 26-24. Indians trail by 2.
6 for the Indians.
Hutcherson up to the line of scrimmage.
Wildcat territory.
Doherty wide to the left. In the shotgun again is Bourne. Set to his right is Adam Albertini. Carlson slips up to a right tight end. Back to pass is Bourne. He throws it out to the outside. It's going to be caught by, ball incomplete. So it's going to bring a big 3rd down and 7 for the Indians as the ball falls incomplete. I thought Caleb Pecker had his hands on it across the field. So it's going to be a big 3rd down and call it 6 for the Indians.
No need to panic here by St. Paul. Just play your game, run the play. Don't get too excited ahead of yourself. Be patient and let those blocks develop just like they've been doing.
3rd and 6. See what Coach Watrick dials up here on a 3rd and 6. Doherty splits wide to the right. Albertini splits out with him. Shotgun in alone by himself is Bourne. Low snap. Bourne's going to keep it off the left-hand side. Cuts back to the middle. Puts the shoulder pad down. He's going to be real close to a first down. He may be just a little bit short.
If they're going to measure, they're going to get
right.
it.
I believe they're going to
move
start to move the snacks. Yep, first down. Braven Bourne. Good run off the left-hand side.
And that is a first down for the St. Paul.
6:21 left to go in the second. 26-24. Indians trail by 2. Ball now sets at the 32-yard line. It's a good run by Braven Bourne. Good blocking by the line of scrimmage. Ran away from the split receivers to his right. Ran to the weak side of the field. Grant Hutchinson up to ball, 1st and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line. High formation. Carlson at fullback. Albertini at tailback. Option to the left. The right this time. Bourne cuts back to center of the field. Puts shoulder pad down. He's going to have a nice 3-4-yard gain on first down, as he kept that option and ran back up the middle. Going to give him 4. Going to call it second down and 6.
Second down. Gain of about 4.
Good read by Bourne there on that option play. Marmaton Valley had good coverage on the pitch, man. Didn't really have much choice but to cut it upfield and try to get something out of it.
Ball now sets at the 27-yard line. Second down and 6. High formation, Carlson and Albertini. Hand off to Albertini. Left-hand side is going to be wrapped up. Nowhere to go for him, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on play, maybe even a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
William Louder.
Louder come up, the young freshman, to make that tackle.
Louder's been doing a good job all night as a freshman, especially. Been in on a lot of plays, especially on defense.
I believe Louder is playing a linebacker, but getting spotted out there.
Hard to read the numbers. Marmaton Valley got the dark orange jerseys with black numbers.
Ball sets inside the 30 to 29. Doherty splits wide to the right. Bourne in the shotgun. Albertini to his left. 3rd down and 7. Low snap. Bourne back to pass. Now there's a flag that comes in. And that's going to be either a false start. I don't think it was offside, so Indians are backing up. So the 3rd and 7 is now going to be a 3rd and 12. Indians get in positions and then hurt themselves with the penalty. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 12 as now the ball backs up to the 33-yard line.
Only the second penalty on the Indians, but not a very good time.
Indians need to get
3rd and 11.
Down to the 22-yard line for a first down. Doherty wide to the right. Albertini comes out here with him. Bourne in the shotgun. 3rd and 11. Low snap. Pressure, across the middle, pass. Pekka's out there, has it. 10-5, touchdown, Caleb Pekka.
Boy, nice pass. Braven Bourne was under pressure by the defense, and he stood up there and threw the pass, knew he was going to get hit. Good catch and run by Caleb Pekka.
Caleb Pekka ran a post pattern from the left weak side tight end position, and right over his shoulder the ball went and reeled it in and in for the Indian touchdown.
I'm going to call it 36 yards.
Nice pass and catch from Bourne and Pekka. I'll give credit to the line of scrimmage, Mike. Bourne's had way more time to do this week than they did last week.
A lot better job.
Indians retake the lead, 40-26, lead by 4, 4:29 left to go here in the first half. Shotgun formation is Bourne. Here's the snap. Bourne's going to keep it around the right side, keeps it up the middle, puts the shoulder pass down, but I don't think he made it, and he did not. So the Indians keep the lead at 4. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Welcome back to a good football game here in Marmaton Valley, Moran, Kansas, and Marmaton Valley High School, Wildcat Country. Indians retook the lead, 30-26, the lead by 4.
Yeah, it's been a good job by both teams, and it's a fun game to watch, but boy, they're keeping it close, back and forth here. Big plays, story of the night. Talked about that in the pregame show a little bit. It's going to be up to whoever can do the best job of containing those big plays, is what it looks like right now.
Styles Fitness and More is our kickoff sponsor. Alejandro Mate has the ball teed up for the Indians. High driving kick. Going to go into the end zone. Good job by Mate to pin the Marmaton Valley Wildcats back to start at the 15-yard line.
Good job by Alejandro getting that kick deep, doing everything he can on special teams to keep Marmaton Valley from having any kind of field position. They're taking the chance on the big kickoff return, which paid off earlier for St. Paul. They were able to return one for a touchdown. So, that special teams play, even in 8-man football, is really important when you get a kicker like Mate on your team.
First and 10 for Marmaton Valley from their own 15. 4:29 left to go in the first half. Indians lead by 4. Elliott splits wide to the left. And I believe number 51 splits Smith wide to the right. Now motion. Back to pass is Pugh. Looking to his left. Throws it. Ball falls incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10. Ball was intended for Hall.
Not a lot of pressure by the St. Paul defensive line. They just haven't been able to penetrate, but that's because Marmaton Valley, we don't have the weights on the program across the front of the Marmaton Valley line, but there's some big boys in there, and they're doing a good job protecting their quarterback.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 15-yard line for Marmaton Valley. 4:25. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Indians lead 30-26. Wide to the left is Hall. Receiver split wide to the right is Elliott. In the shotgun is Pugh. Wilson in motion. Now they're going to hand it up. Nope, Pugh's going to keep it. Goes up the middle. Missed tackle. Now he's got some room. And he's going to be tackled, but not until he has a first down.
Justice Pugh.
12-yard gain. They're wide open on this side. You can see it develop right in front of us. Just cleared out for him.
And that's going to be good for a Wildcat.
Good for a Wildcat first down. There's a ball now across up at the 26-yard line. So good run by Pugh on the belly option. Spillbush missed the tackle, and Pekka had to come make the tackle.
First and 10 Cats.
Up under center, Wilson and Elliott in the split-back formation is Pugh. Back to pass is Pugh. Now he's going to pressure. Pullman has him, rips him down, he's down. Back by Pullman.
Good job by Hunter Pullman coming that defensive end position. Finally some pressure on Pugh.
On the play will bring up second down.
It's going to be a loss of
11.
Wow.
Well, loss of 11, wasn't it?
Second 20.
It was first and 10. That's about.
He's back. The ball is now back spotted at about the 18-yard line. A line of scrimmage is about the 27-yard line. So the loss of 9, second and 19. Shotgun snap. Pugh has it. Looking across. Now he's going to try to scramble. He's going to be wrapped up. Good defense there. Anthony Albertini finally gets in the backfield. It's going to bring up a third down and 19.
Carries the ball.
Defensive line get a little penetration there after I called him out.
Not a lot of gain on that.
Third and 19. So here a big third down play for Marmaton Valley and the Indians defense. Indians lead by 4, 30-26. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the first half. So see if the Indians can dial up a big stand. Marmaton Valley going to have to hustle up here as the count's going to be on.
Yep.
And the count is getting ready to start. 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the right. Pugh is a shotgun snap. Looking to pass. No pressure, has time, throws down across the middle, picked off by Braven Bourne, and he's going to be tackled instantly at the 38-yard line. So good pick off by Bourne. So the Indians are going to take over first and 10 in Marmaton Valley field position.
Bourne read that thing the whole way. You could see him. He saw it coming towards him, and he just left the receiver, made a play on the ball. It was thrown short, and Bourne made a really good play on it.
First turnover by the game by Marmaton Valley gives the Indians the ball with 2:38 left to go in the first half, leading by 4. Ball sets first and 10 at the 38-yard line. See what the Indians can get rolling here on offense going into halftime.
Indians put some points on the board here at half and get a little confidence as they come into halftime.
Doherty splits wide to the right. Albertini is a single back set to the right of Bourne. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. Pump fake. Going to throw deep again for Doherty. Doherty has a step, and it's overthrows him by about 2 yards. Is just over the hands of Doherty as Doherty with the pump and go. And now it's second down and 10, 2:32 left to go in the first half.
Good fake by Braven Bourne on that. He got him to bite on the pump fake. And then Doherty had a couple of steps on his man. Braven Bourne with that strong arm just threw it a little bit long on him.
Bourne had a little more space to put air out of. Doherty was 5 yards behind the D-back.
Yeah.
He just could not run that football down. Second down and 10. Ball sits at the 38-yard line. Same set. Doherty split wide to the left. Bourne in the shotgun. Albertini set to his right. Here's the snap. Hand off to Albertini, left side. Try to keep his feet. Does. Got one guy to beat. First down, Adam Albertini. Nice run as he gets down across
11, Adam Albertini with the ball.
the 30, down across the 25-yard line to the 24.5-yard line. Good run by Adam Albertini.
St. Paul first down on the Wildcat.
Adam just about broke that through. He had one man to beat. He got a shoestring tackled there, got his feet tangled up, and went down, or he'd have taken that one all the way, I think.
I think the Indians have 2 timeouts left. Used one in the first quarter. 2:16 left to go in the first half. They lead by 4. Doherty split wide to the right. Shotgun formation is Bourne. Low snap. Bourne looking to pass. This time throws it. Ooh, Doherty catches, almost picked off. And Doherty catches, gets across 10 to 8. That was just, milliseconds. Just millimeters from Brock Hall. He stepped into that, read that the whole way, and that would have been a pick 6 for Hall.
Yeah, the defender made a break on the ball and left Doherty, and that was the only thing that could happen if he didn't intercept it, was Doherty have a chance at it.
Well, I thought that's why I stuttered, and then Doherty would catch it. I thought Hall had that reeled in. First and goal for the Indians from the 8-yard line. Doherty splits wide to the left.
Here we go.
Adam Albertini set next to Bourne in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Good snap. Bourne back to pass again. Going under pressure. Throws it late. Incomplete for Doherty.
Incomplete.
1:44 left to go in the first half. Indians lead 30-26. Second and goal from the 8.
Indians are sticking with that passing game, throwing the ball a lot here in the first half. That's 16 passes so far in the first half for St. Paul.
And how many runs?
All right, here we go.
8.
Yeah, I was going to say not very many. It's about
Second and goal from the 8. Indians lead by 4, 30-26. Same formation. Doherty wide to the left. Bourne in the shotgun. Albertini set to his right. Albertini with the football. Tries to get the outside. Has some room. Can he get to the end zone? To the pylon stretches. He's going to fumble it out of bounds, but they're going to mark him out of bounds about the 2. Adam needs to be careful there, not fumble that ball through the end zone, because that would be a touchback.
I believe that was a fumble out of that.
Third down and goal at the 2-yard line. It looked like Albertini had the angle to get to the goal line, but nice tackle out there by Pugh, I believe.
You need to protect the ball there. He tried to stretch out and reach the pylon with it, but
a lot of time left.
Better off holding on to that ball.
1:36 left to go here before halftime. Indians lead by 4. Split back formation, Carlson and Albertini. Bourne up under center. Handoff. No, Bourne's going to keep it. Puts his shoulder pad down. Drives for the end zone. Does he make it? Looks like he's going to be short. 4th down. 1:28. 4th and goal. See where forward progress takes him. Looks like down to about the 1-yard line. See what Coach Wattrick dials up here with a 4th and 1. 4th and 1 goal from the 1. Stand up for this one, Mike. Big play for the Indians. 4th and goal for the 1. Big play for both teams.
A minute left here in the half. Really need some points.
Split back formation. Carlson and Albertini in the split back. Bourne up under center. Here comes the snap. It's going to be Carlson, left-hand side of the line. Lanes into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Indians.
Carlson, left side, touchdown with a 1-yard plunge with 53.8 left to go in the first half. 30-26 is their lead. They lead by 10.
Indians really need to score on that play.
Nice drive by the Indians after the interception by Bourne at the 39-yard line.
The Indians lead it by 10.
Pinning extra point, I formation, Bourne up under center, Carlson at fullback, Adam Albertini at tailback. Here comes the snap. Back to pass, rolling to his right is Bourne. Going to throw it high. Pekka reels it in, back of the end zone. Extra point's good.
Good catch by Caleb Pekka in the back of the end zone. Thrown a little bit high, but it needed to be because the defender was standing right in front of him. Good catch by Caleb. Good pass by Raven Bourne.
38-26. The Indians have got a little momentum in this game now after trailing a lot early in this game. After that Carlson 1-yard plunge into the end zone, 38-26. They lead by 12. Our kickoff sponsor will be Styles Fitness and More. Make sure you stick around for our halftime sponsor, St. Paul Tire and Lube. And our title sponsor on the night, as every week, is Farmers Bank. I want to thank all our sponsors. They do such a good job of supporting the Indians.
Yeah.
It's one thing that the seniors all made sure they sure do appreciate all the sponsors and all the hometown support they get at home.
They sure do.
Alejandro Mate, our kickoff sponsor, is Styles Fitness and More. Let's see if Alejandro can keep the touchbacks going, pinning Farmington Valley deep here. That's worked well for the Indians. 38-26, 12-point lead for the Indians, 53.8 left.
story of the big plays here in the first half. So you want Alejandro to keep that thing out of the end zone so they don't get a chance to return it.
Elliott and Pugh stands back deep. Here comes Mate's kick. High driving kick, and they look up, and it goes into the end zone as they watch it sail over their head. Now Hess, and the last couple of plays, Hess has been blocking until the whistle blows, and they've been getting after it out here. I noticed it on the last kickoff, which you can't just assume Alejandro's going to kick here in the end zone, can you, Mike?
Nope, you sure can't.
That kickoff sponsor was brought to you by Styles Fitness and more. Indians defense need to hold tight here with 53.8 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, first half.
Yeah, don't lay down now, 53 seconds. It doesn't take very long for Farmington Valley. They've shown they can run the big play, and it doesn't take long, 53 seconds.
The D-backs have backed up about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now they kind of creep up there. See what Farmington Valley chooses to do here. Pugh in the shotgun. Elliott splits wide to the right. Wilson is a single back set. Here's a shotgun snap. Back to pass is Pugh. Looking across the middle, under pressure. Oh, Albertini gets chopped. And that's going to be, knocked down, incomplete, almost reeled in by Elliott. Good pass coverage by Adam Albertini. Got his hand in there, knocked down. The defender was behind him. If he had caught that in stride, he'd have been gone for the touchdown, but Albertini got his hand in there. I thought Albertini sure looked like he was chopped late, but no call. So it's going to be second down and 10. Ball sits to 15-yard line. Marmonton Valley still willing to throw it. 47 seconds left to go here in the first half.
They've only thrown 8 passes in the first half and completed 2 of them, but one of them was the big 55-yard touchdown pass earlier.
Wide to the right is Elliott. In the shotgun is Pugh. Wilson, single back set. They need to make sure they wrap him up here in motion. And now Pugh back to pass again. Looking to the left. Throws across the middle of the field. Overthrows his receiver is Hall. And that is Brock Hall, the senior, born right there on coverage that time. Overthrows everybody. It's going to bring up third down and 15. 41.7 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
St. Paul may have a chance to get the ball back if they can make a stop here on defense.
Now, Mike, you wasn't supposed to say
I know it. I couldn't help it.
Because it's third and 10. There's 41.7 left, and Coach Watrick is perfectly happy with incomplete passes and stopping that clock, so we'll see what happens here. Third down and 10. Pugh in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Back to pass. Takes the wide receiver screen. Now he's going to go deep. Has his man out there, and he overthrows him as Wilson over his outstretched hands on the pump and go. So it's going to be a 4th and 10. Now they're 36.2, and see what the Indians do here. See if Albertini backs up into punt return coverage. I assume he will. Bourne, I think, needs halftime to come. He's got his hand on his hip.
Yeah,
he's a little bit tired.
Wore out. Been on the field both ways the whole first half. Done a lot of running.
Adam Albertini back at the 30. Elliott will make Elliott with the snap. Here is the snap, and it's a good punt. Ball's going to be bounced about the 33. Albertini takes it 25. Looks for some room. Cuts to the left. Tries to cut back up the middle, running hard, going to be brought down about the 35-yard line. So Indians got 24.6 seconds to work with and 2 timeouts. So a lot of time left here in Marmonton Valley territory. See what Coach Roderick dials up here. See if they can get big Brendan Doherty, the 6'5" receiver, going. He's had a little trouble tonight reeling any passing. Does he have any catches, Mike?
Yeah, Doherty caught, let's see, on the sheet here. Doherty's caught the 17-yarder and a 9-yarder. He's caught 2.
Doherty wide to the right with Albertini Bourne in the shotgun. Carlson slot right. Low snap. It's going to throw it to Albertini on a little wide receiver screen. Cuts back to the middle field. Going to be wrapped up and brought down for a 3-yard loss. Time out St. Paul. With 16.7 seconds left to go. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Here's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Exchange Insurance Agency is a proud supporter of the St. Paul Indians. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop in to let us do the comparison shopping for you and get a free no-obligation quote. Offering all types of insurance, including auto, motorcycle, home, farm, crop, watercraft, life, and health, Medicare supplements, and all lines of commercial or business insurance. Serving the 4-state area since 1964, Exchange Insurance in St. Paul is here to provide you with what you need, want, and should expect from your insurance agency.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Second and 12 for the Indians. 16.7 seconds left to go in the first half. Ball sits at the 38-yard line on a loss of 2 by Albertini on the wide receiver screen. Good defense by the Wildcats.
Wildcats, I think, thought that St. Paul might try to throw it deep. They tried to fool them with that wide receiver screen, but they didn't bite on it.
That timeout sponsor is brought to you by St. Paul Supermarket. Indians have one timeout left with 16.7 seconds left to go here in the first half. The Indians will get the football to start the second half as they deferred the opening kickoff. Doherty is going to come wide to the right as well as Albertini. Now Doherty goes wide to the left, and Albertini goes wide left. Now Pekka's going to go slot.
Make some noise.
Tight end to the left-hand side. Bourne in the shotgun. Low snap. A lot of pressure. He needs to get rid of it. He's going to throw it deep for Pekka. Tries to run under it, and he catches it. Touchdown, Caleb Pekka. Are you kidding me?
Touchdown Indians.
Now Pekka and Pugh wrestling for it. Caleb Pekka and Raven Bourne are putting on a pass and catch clinic here.
Oh, man, Caleb Pekka watched that come in. That was just as pretty as you please. Stood down there and was able to just fall across the goal line. With all you had to do is catch the ball. Perfect pass by Raven Bourne.
9 seconds left to go here in the first half. Indians lead 44-26. Pending the extra point. Pugh on the coverage. Pekka was about 2 yards behind the coverage. Ball kind of hung in the air, but fell right over his shoulder, and Pekka fell into the end zone. Split back formation. Bourne in the shotgun. Now he comes up under center. Here comes the snap. Pitch to Albert. Nope, it's a fake, and Bourne's going to keep it and get into the end zone. Carlson gives it on the inside handoff to Carlson. Good play there as he faked the pitch to Albertini and handed it to Carlson up the middle. So 46-26. Indians has turned the second quarter around, had a real good second quarter, and lead by 20 with 9 seconds left to go in the first half.
Well, lightning strikes there really quick.
9 seconds left to go here in the first half.
One chance left for the
We'll go ahead and stay here. Stick around for our halftime sponsor, St. Paul Tire and Lube. Will be brought to you by our halftime show will be brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. Our kickoff sponsor, Alejandro Mate, getting ready to tee the ball up. Styles Fitness and More is our kickoff sponsor here tonight. Hope everybody is enjoying the game as much as Mike and I. It started a little sluggish for the Indians, but they really turned it around here in the second quarter as Mike's really trying to catch up on his stats here.
Sure, yeah, that's 3 unanswered scores by St. Paul. It's back and forth early on.
All right, the Wildcats.
St. Paul been able to stretch it out here late in the first half.
9 seconds left.
Alejandro Mate has the ball teed up at the 30-yard line. Marmot Valley back deep, standing at the goal line. Here comes a kick. High driving kick. This might be returnable this time. Going to be taken right at the goal line. Oh, he stepped into the end zone, but they didn't call him back. And I believe that's Pugh. He's got some running room off the left-hand side. And a flag comes in late, and Mate slows him down and lets the Indian kicking team get up here. Ooh, there's a late hit.
Oh, he just punched him. 45 needs to be thrown out of the game. He threw a punch.
Number 45, Leuven is cool here. Is him and Joseph Head's been going at it, but that wasn't Joseph's problem.
Yeah.
45 lost his cool. Louder, the young freshman, he got right in his face and even took a shot at him with his fist after the play was over. Luckily, the referees were still watching because they had a block in the back by Marmonton Valley. And it was a couple seconds after that flag and the whistle was blown, and the play was still carrying on as Louder and Hess was hooked up. Joseph Hess was just protecting himself.
Got a holding on Marmonton Valley.
Holding against the Wildcats.
The ball is set at the 34-yard line. Personal foul.
Well, they're calling personal fouls on both teams?
I'm not real sure now. Surely they didn't call that on. Holy cow. Louder come in there 2 seconds after the play was over.
A punch. And they're going to discuss it, but he did. I was watching.
I don't know what happened before that, but yeah, either way, it should be, I guess I didn't even pay no attention to the clock. 9 seconds has run off the clock, but I don't really understand either way. It's going to bring us to halftime, I believe, because offensive penalty, the Indians will, it don't matter if they take it or not. They ain't going to let Marmonton Valley run a play. Now the officials are all huddled up in the center of the field discussing on what's going to transpire here. And now they're going to go to Coach Watrick and give him his options here. The score is 46-26. Indians lead by 20.
Let's see. Still don't know what we're going to do. We've got the holding and the personal foul. Coach Wattrick waving to defer.
Decline, obviously. And that will be halftime, but now they're going to call both coaches out to the center of the field, I believe, to have a discussion here.
Well, at any rate, we're going to go into halftime, get a little extra halftime.
We're going to go ahead and take our 2-minute break. 46-26, Indians up by 20. We'll be back with our halftime show brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're the St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
St. Paul Tire and Lube, locally owned and operated, offers the small town convenience you love without the big city prices. They offer free pickup and drop-off in St. Paul, so you're not left stranded while your vehicle is in the shop. They offer tire repair and also offer oil change and new tires. When you find yourself in need of new tires or an oil change and need to keep going, visit with St. Paul Tire and Lube, 620-449-2323. St. Paul Tire and Lube, proud supporters of the St. Paul Indians.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and 3 banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Schonifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports, Hot 105.
So, welcome back. Our halftime sponsor is brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. We got a good one here, folks. Indians put together a pretty good second quarter. They lead 46-26 here at halftime. Want to catch you up what happened right there at halftime. It's been kind of going on the last couple kickoff as Joseph Hess and Normanton Valley Louder have been kind of tangled up for the. And they was just playing until the whistle blows. I don't blame either one of them for blocking it on Alejandro's balls going into the end zone. You know, you're about to play till the whistle blows. They kept clean, but both of them kind of lost their temper. But I'm going to tell you flat out my opinion. It was right here on one side of the field, and Louder was tangled up with him. Hess was on the ground. The whistle blew. They threw a flag, and Louder come in and
they jumped back on top of him.
Top of him, and they actually swung it. And actually, at halftime when we was away, they signaled, and we think they ejected both players from the game, which to me, Joseph Hess, I know I'm biased, but he got the short end of the stick there because I didn't see him do anything wrong besides blocking till the whistle blows, but then Louder ended up on top of him. But irregardless, 2 players ejected out of this game. We hate to see that, but it was just, man, that just shows you a hard-fought football game.
Yeah, it's just hard-nosed football, and like you said, you play till the whistle blows, and that's the way you try to teach the kids. And I'm like you, I wasn't watching what happened before they end up on the ground, but I saw the same thing you did right here in front of us at the end of the play.
Either way, 12:48 left to go here in halftime. Our halftime sponsor brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. Indians put together a pretty good second quarter, 46-26. A lot of interested to hear Mike Yards. Bravenborn and Caleb Pekka has hooked up 3 times on big pass plays today. Caleb Pekka playing a heck of a game from the wide receiver position.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that when I get the stats all totaled up here after the next break. But they have put on quite a show. It's been fun to watch. And Doherty has been the leading receiver for St. Paul, kind of the big play guy early on in the season. Tonight, not the case. Had some trouble early on catching the ball. He's made a couple catches later on, but Caleb Pekka not having a bit of problem, especially with the deep ball. Done a really good job. Bravenborn has been patient in the pocket. He's displayed a lot of patience back there, and his experience is showing through. He's letting things happen around him, and able to block that out, see the field. That's one nice thing that I've been noticing about Braven. Even when he rolls out, he's got a real good presence on the field, sees where his receivers are at, can kind of see who's open. Other than the one little mess-up he had earlier when he fumbled the ball on the backwards pass, which was probably not a very good decision, he makes really good decisions as the quarterback and is able to see those open receivers. And that arm, I mean, you just can't compare with that arm he's got. He can throw that ball halfway or more down the field in the air every time.
As well as Doherty may not be having the kind of night that you would expect him to have. With the height advantage that he has, he's wide open to start the game. He dropped that pass. But that may be what's opening up that weak side tight end as Marmonton Valley sees that, covering Doherty, double teaming him down here on the right side, leaving Pekka. Now, they've been beautiful passes and catches. Every one of them's been right over his shoulder, right in stride, caught him on his fingertips, and right in the end zone he goes. So they've been beautiful passes and catches from Bourne to Pekka. He's got to have over 100 yards receiving on the night. So a heck of a first half put together by Caleb Pekka and Braven Bourne, passing and catching, as well as the Indians. And Coach Wuttrick has must seen something on film because he's really spread Marmonton Valley out, and the passing is really, there's got to be twice as many pass attempts as run attempts by the Indians.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that St. Paul's so dangerous, because they have so many weapons on offense. As soon as you start defending the run, they're going to open you up and start throwing those long balls. Then you're trying to defend the pass and get back to the run. Whereas a lot of teams, have one or two players that they have to rely on all the time. It's a pretty nice luxury for Coach Wuttrick to have really good running backs, really good receivers, and really an experienced and strong quarterback. So he's got a lot of different options, a lot of different weapons. So even though they fell behind a little bit early on in this game, you can't count them out because there are so many opportunities for them to take advantage of situations, getting the ball back with just a little bit of time there in the second half. Some teams, be happy to go into halftime with a lead, but St. Paul, with all those weapons, just came out there and kept pushing, and was able to score right before the half.
9:54 left to go in the half. We come back from this next break, Mike. We'll have the first half stats. We'll give him a couple minutes here to get caught up on all the stats with a high-scoring ball game here, 46-26. Our halftime sponsor brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube, our title sponsor every game all year long, Farmers Bank. There in St. Paul, Stark, and Walnut. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're with St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Exchange Insurance Agency is a proud supporter of the St. Paul Indians. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop in to let us do the comparison shopping for you and get a free no-obligation quote. Offering all types of insurance, including auto, motorcycle, home, farm, crop, watercraft, life, and health, Medicare supplements, and all lines of commercial or business insurance. Serving the 4-state area since 1964, Exchange Insurance in St. Paul is here to provide you with what you need, want, and should expect from your insurance agency.
St. Paul Tire and Lube, locally owned and operated, offers the small town convenience you love without the big city prices. They offer free pickup and drop off in St. Paul, so you're not left stranded while your vehicle is in the shop. They offer tire repair and also offer oil change and new tires. When you find yourself in need of new tires or an oil change and need to keep going, visit with St. Paul Tire and Lube, 620-449-2323. St. Paul Tire and Lube, proud supporters of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports, Hot 105.
Welcome back to Marmonton Valley High School here, Wildcat Country in Moran, where the halftime score, Indians lead 46-26. a back-and-forth first quarter. Indians kind of took a little more control. Finally, about midway through that second quarter, 3 scores in a row has given them a 46-26 lead. Indians will start the second half with possession of the football as they had deferred to the second half. So the Indians going to try to keep things going. Going into the second half, try to expand on this lead. They need to do what they did about the last half of that second quarter, Mike.
Yeah, it's really, first half was a fun half to watch, and really was a tale of 2 quarters on the field. Started out a little bit sluggish for St. Paul, with them losing. The score at the end of the first quarter was 20-16 in favor of Marmaton Valley. However, they turned things around in the second, outscored Marmaton Valley 30-6 in the second quarter, leaving us here at halftime 46-26. Another important part of the first quarter scoring by St. Paul, they were 4 for 5 on their touchdowns and extra points. They only missed 1 extra point the entire first half, whereas on the other hand, Marmaton Valley scored 4 times, only was able to convert 1 extra point. So extra points really important part of the game that we've talked about almost every game, how important those extra points are, and that's one of the reasons that St. Paul's got a nice 20-point lead here at halftime. As we go down through the scoring in the first quarter, Marmaton Valley started things off early with a big 55-yard pass from Elliott to Hall, but St. Paul wasn't far behind. Bourne and Pekka hooked up for 58 yards on a pass play. The answer right back brought the score 8-6 in favor of St. Paul as Marmaton Valley missed that extra point. Next, St. Paul fumbled, and Marmaton Valley returned the fumble. Pew did 50 yards on the fumble return, and then another run by Wilson left Marmaton Valley scored twice in a row there without St. Paul being able to answer. That's when things started to turn around for St. Paul, because Adam Albertini ran the kickoff return back 71 yards and really got the momentum swung back in St. Paul's favor to round out the first quarter. In the second quarter, Braven Bourne and Adam Albertini hooked up for a 4-yard pass. Marmaton Valley answered with a run touchdown of 58 yards by Wilson. That's the only score in the second quarter for Marmaton Valley. The rest of the way, it was all St. Paul, with Braven Bourne and Caleb Pekka hooking up for 36 yards and 35 yards, respectively, on nice pass plays. Colin Carlson, in between those, was able to run in for a 2-yard touchdown run to bring our score 46-26 at halftime. Individually, looking at Braven Bourne's stats in the first half, he threw the ball 18 times, has 166 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. So a big night for Braven at the quarterback position throwing the ball. He's also got 28 yards rushing. Colin Carlson has 2 rushes for 11 yards. Adam Albertini, a lot of time spent on the ground, the big kickoff return. But rushing-wise, Adam's got 80 yards on 8 carries, averaging 10 yards a carry. So good night overall by Adam out of the backfield. On the receiving category, Brendan Doherty been pretty quiet, dropped an early pass, but was able to get a handle on a couple later on. Had 2 receptions for 26 yards. On the other side, Caleb Pekka, mentioned earlier, hooked up with Braven Bourne. Caleb has 3 touchdown receptions and a total of 4 catches for 133 yards. So they've all been big plays by Caleb Pekka receiving the ball. Adam Albertini also has 7 yards on 3 receptions for St. Paul. So a big night on offense, and that's what they've needed to keep themselves in the game and give themselves a nice cushion lead here at halftime in this district contest. Looking at Marmaton Valley really quickly, they've thrown the ball 8 times for 9 yards, Pew has. Elliott also threw the ball early. The first play touchdown of the game was a 55-yard pass from Elliott. So he's got 55 yards passing on 1 attempt with a touchdown. Pretty good quarterback rating there, but not very many passes thrown. Wilson, the big running back for Marmaton Valley, has 2 rushing touchdowns, 10 carries for 88 yards, averaging 8.8. That's about what he's averaging the rest of the season so far. So he's holding true and steady right with his average. Pew has 6 rushes for 27 yards. Elliott, 3 rushes for 2 yards total. And Hedges, the big fullback for Marmaton Valley, has 2 rushes for 2 yards. Hall has a 55-yard touchdown reception that he caught from Wilson on the halfback pass, and Smith, number 51, has 1 reception for 9 yards for Marmaton Valley. So overall, a lot of offense on the field. St. Paul's been able to capitalize more, and it's been the story of the big play. We talked about before the game. Some of the keys would be shutting down those big plays and also the mental mistakes. Not a lot of mental mistakes. Each team with a turnover. Actually, St. Paul does have 2 turnovers. One of them a costly one. It was the fumble return on the backwards lateral pass that was run back by Pew for the touchdown. So 2 turnovers for St. Paul, 1 for Marmaton Valley. On the penalty side of things, really not a lot of penalties to speak of. St. Paul had 3 penalties. Marmaton Valley had 3 penalties. Both teams had a player ejected on the personal fouls there at the end of the half, but overall pretty clean game. St. Paul's penalties, one was 15 yards, one was 5 yards. The 5-yarder came on a 3rd and long, and it was a costly time, but overall a lot better improvement from St. Paul in the penalty category from last week.
We're going to bring a second half kickoff sponsor brought to you by Styles Fitness More when we come back from this last break. Good job by Mike with the stats. Hopefully the Indians have most of the stats there in the second half. Mike does a good job on the stats. A lot to keep track of there in that first half with, holy cow, 72 points scored in the first half.
Start a new sheet for the second half.
1:48 left to go before kickoff. We're going to take one more 1-minute break. We'll be back with the second half kickoff when we come back. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and free banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports, Hot 105.
Welcome back to Moran, Kansas, Marmaton Valley High School, home of the Wildcats, as we finish up warm-ups here at halftime. Halftime sponsor brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube for all your tire and flat needs, service jobs. Make sure you go up to St. Paul Tire and Lube. St. Paul did defer to start the game, so they should receive the football to start the second half. Look for the Indians. A big key of the game is try to put together a good drive here to start the second half, see if they can stiffen up that defense against that good Marmaton Valley offense.
Yeah, it's time for St. Paul to play some ball control football here, control the clock, control the pace of the game, not let it get away from them. They got a comfortable 20-point lead. However, you have to be careful. I was getting ready to say, when you're playing against someone like Marmaton Valley that's got a running back like Wilson in the backfield, you cannot, but Elliott Pugh both had big games too, so you cannot back down. You just need to maintain the pressure, and they do have some momentum going in here at halftime, so they need to maintain the pressure, keep the momentum, get some points on the board here early with this first possession. That'll really be important for them to set the tone for the second half.
Maybe that wasn't the warm-up. I thought they added 3 more minutes on. Either way, they're finishing up the last of the warm-ups here as both teams huddled around their coaches at the sideline, getting ready for this kickoff sponsor. It's going to be brought to you by Styles Fitness and More. Let's bring you up to speed how St. Paul got to their 5-1 record. They started the year with Pleasanton, a victory 32-8. Brendan Doherty was the player of the game in that game. Second week, home at Chetopa, 48-0. Adam Albertini was our derailed commodity player of the game the second week. And then we had welcomed in Frankfurt at home, and Alejandro Monte with his strong leg as he finally started figuring out this American football.
Yep.
48-0 victory, and make a long road trip the next week up to Axtell. Anthony Albertini and Colin Carlson was the co-players of the game, where the Indians come out with 64-36 victory. So the Indians at that point was 4-0 on the year. And then they rolled right into district play 3 weeks ago, Madison at home, where they won 54-8. Raven Bourne was their player of the game, derail commodity player of the game. And then last week on homecoming, a tough loss, 36-22 to West Elk, a very tough West Elk Cade Miller-led team. Adam Albertini was their player of the game there, although the Indians not able to muster very much offense on the night last week in the muddy field conditions. Yeah. Let's bring the Indians to their 5-1 record coming in tonight in an all-important third district game here at Marmaton Valley.
One thing I might mention here before we get started in the second half, Dan, is something that I think this came online last week or two. If you're not able to hear us on the air, we're also available online on the YouTube channel. Hot 105.5 has a YouTube channel. You can hear all the games live online. I know that's headed up to Nebraska tonight. Billy Brown listening to us up there, so still keeping him in our thoughts and prayers and looking forward to him getting home quick.
Absolutely, Billy. Hang in there, buddy. Keep working hard up there. Kickoff. Styles Fitness more. Adam Albertini takes 7. Up the middle he goes, 15-20. Turns on the gas. Left side, really turns the Jets on. Down the left-hand sideline he goes. There he goes again, Mike. Touchdown. Kickoff return. Adam Albertini, how do you like it?
That couldn't have been any better. Couldn't have been any better. You talk about keeping the pressure on that. Well, do it right there. Big play by Adam Albertini. Open in the second half with just what they needed, more points on the board.
He started up the middle, took the ball to 7, stayed in the middle of the field about the 25, and you could just see him turn on them afterburners around the left-hand side. He went down the sideline for the Indian touchdown. Good start to the second half for the Indians.
I would say that qualifies Adam Albertini as a kickoff return specialist. All of them he's run back this year.
That is a 73-yard kickoff return, Mike, for your stats. He took that ball about the 7-yard line. Extra point is no good.
2-point conversion.
That was tried to run in there by Keaton Kennedy. Come up just a little bit short, so 52-26. Just underway here in the third quarter. As the Indians score on their opening kickoff return. That's the second extra point the Indians have missed here tonight. Keaton Kennedy with the football off the left-hand side just come up a little short of the goal line.
Yeah, that's what, try to get those younger players to get a lead. That's important on their experience level to get in here when they can. Coach Wattrick taking advantage of the lead. Keaton Kennedy gets some good experience and does some good things earlier in the year, and we may see more of him in the second half. That's kind of been one of Coach Wattrick's other secret weapons late in the game when these draw out, especially these teams that haven't played a lot of full games. They put Keaton Kennedy in there with those fresh legs, and it's like having a whole new backfield back there.
Alejandro Mate has the ball teed off after the kickoff return by the Adam Albertini. Give the Indians the score. Give kudos to the kickoff return team for making the blocks to open him up to the outside. Styles Fitness and More is our kickoff sponsor. Alejandro Mate has the ball teed up. 2 Wildcats stand at the goal line. High driving kick as they stand there. Pugh just watches it, goes over his head. Back bounces about midway through the back of the end zone. Alejandro Mate with his strong leg. Going to pin Marvinton Valley first and 10. Start at their own 15-yard line.
One of the things, Dan, that I haven't kept track of in my stats, and I wish now I would have, is keeping track of Alejandro's kickoffs and see how many of those are going back there for touchbacks, because I bet it's going to be an impressive number by the end of the year.
I think all but
just a
maybe
handful
6 or 7 has not went into the end zone.
That's right.
And then them 6 or 7, most of them come start of the year. Under the center is Pugh, split back formation. Inside handoff, Wilson hard run up the middle. Good gain up the middle. Good 5-yard gain on first down. Gets the ball up to the 20 on the fake pitch to Elliott. And then Wilson runs hard. I can see why he has an 8-yard average on the year.
He keeps his shoulders square and runs low and hard, and he's just hard to bring down. 2nd
and 5. Ball sets it to 20. Pugh in the shotgun. Hands it to Wilson. Tries the left side. Got a little running room. Hit late. Good hit by the linebacker. I don't know if that was Carlson or Spielbush come up there, but it looked like he had a hole to run through, and it really closed up quick.
Yeah.
And a 2-yard gain. You can bring up a big 3rd down and 4 for
Carlson in on the hit, too, there.
I think that was Spielbush. Came from that left linebacker position, really laid a lick on him after he got through the initial line of scrimmage. See what the Wildcats dial up on a 3rd down and 4. Need to get up to the 25. It's going to be a sweep off to the right. Wilson's got some running room. Bourne tries to cut him down and misses him. Carlson tries to chase him down. Still on his feet. Becca finally wraps him up. But not until he crosses the 25 or down to the 24-yard line. Wilson's down on the ground for a minute, gathering his wits. Wilson, a heck of a running back, does a real good job. I don't know if he's got a cramp or
maybe a cramp there coming out of halftime.
He started to his right on the sweep, cut back to his left. He does a good job of surveying that field, and he really has a cutback. When he does cut back, he really turns the jets on. He broke a tackle by Braven Bourne. Caleb Becca was able to run him. Broke a tackle by Colin Carlson, but not until he had already had about 30 yards on the play. The ball sets at the 23-yard line. 10:39 left to go here in the third. Indians lead 52-26. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout, Mike. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Schonifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Well, welcome back to Moran, Kansas, home of Marmaton Valley Wildcat Country up here. Indians lead 52-26, but Moran threatening off the big run on the 3rd and 4 by Wilson.
Good run by Wilson. I saw him pull up there after Braven Bourne made the diving attempt at his feet. He ran about 6 or 7 more yards, and right before Caleb Pickett hit him, he kind of pulled up short there. I don't know if that's when his leg cramped or something. He got up, he wasn't hobbling like it was an ankle or anything. Hopefully it was just a cramp.
I believe it was a cramp in his right leg, it appeared to be. Wilson stays on the sideline. Heskett goes in at fullback. Elliott at tailback. 1st and 10, ball sets the 24-yard line. Pugh's going to keep it off the left-hand side. He's going to have a 4 or 5 yard gain. Boy, Mike, we have a good angle out of it, but he is dangerously close when he takes a snap under center. His knee is almost on the ground. He has one like in a kneeling position. If he takes that snap and his knee's on the ground, they really ought to blow that dead. Wilson coming back in the game, so obviously it was just a cramp. 2nd down and 7. Nose of the football sets touching the 20-yard line in Indian territory.
We'll watch here. We got a good angle on the quarterback. See how close that knee gets to the ground.
He goes up under center, and he will go up under center. His right knee is about 4 inches of daylight on the ground. He's going to roll out to his left. Going to try to throw. He's under pressure by Pullman. Now he throws it right over the head of both receivers. Albertini pulls up down at the goal line now. He's going to cramp with his right leg. As Mike and I was talking about the cooler, not necessarily cool conditions, but the decent conditions out tonight, thinking that the long games played by the Indians would play in their favor. As playing a lot of full games this year, should be in pretty good condition, but a lot of cramping, a lot of stretching going on at halftime as Mr. Jack and all getting a workout here for the Indians.
That halftime break sometimes hard on the old muscles. You get sitting around and just long enough for them to get rested up, and then they start cramping.
Albertini on that pass coverage. Ball flew over the head of number 51, Smith. Falls incomplete. It's going to bring 3rd down and 7. The ball sits 20-yard line as Albertini set on the ground. Boy, Mike, we're really, Albertini on the ground getting stretched out. We're really winding down football season after this. Just 2 games left. The Indians trying to roll themselves into playoff position and looking for the 2nd seed unless West Elk happens to get tripped up along the way. Do you know who West Elk had? Did they have Sedan or who they have tonight, Mike?
You know what? I looked at it earlier, and I can't remember now.
I know they have not played Sedan yet, and I'm not sure if Southern Coffee County...
I can probably look it up here real quick.
It doesn't matter. I was just kind of curious who all... I know Sedan has West Elk left, and they have us left after this week, and then we have Southern Coffee County, and Mike and I want to again bring you up to speed. Next week is senior night. Very special night for the seniors, and it's all fall sports. So it's going to be cross-country, volleyball, cheerleading, our manager, and football. And we had the luxury, we got to take them to the radio station yesterday, Mike, and pre-record a interview show for our seniors to be played before our pregame next week.
Yeah, that was
a little earlier next week.
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun yesterday when we did that. And,
I got to give kudos to our parents and our kids, Mike. You couldn't ask for a nicer bunch of kids, polite, appreciative of everything that everybody does for them. I was just thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, it was. Looks like West Elk's got Sedan tonight. I don't know if it's home or away, but I think it's a home game, playing Sedan at home.
And they got Marmaton Valley, West Elk. So that's
the last week.
Yeah. So 2 big games coming up for West Elk yet. So.
And 2 big games for Marmaton Valley, really, depending on the outcome of tonight. Looks like Adam Albertini
is up. Let's see who comes in with Joseph Keaton. Kennedy's going to come in and play a little defensive back for the Indians. So Keaton.
20-yard line.
Keaton bringing them fresh legs in off the bench.
It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Marmaton Valley. Ball sets at the 20-yard line. Split back formation. Wilson and Elliott set beside Pugh, who's in the middle in the shotgun. Here comes the shotgun snap. going to be student body. It bounces. Now Wilson's going to try to wrap it up. Wrapped up. Guess who's in there, Mike? Keaton Kennedy was in there quick.
Keaton Kennedy, Hunter Pullman came in from the defensive end position, and also Carlson from the linebacker position.
Going to bring a big fourth down play for Marmaton Valley. 4th and 7. Ball sets at the 20-yard line as the play comes in from the sideline.
Here's an opportunity for the defense to come up with a stop here, get the ball back in the offense's hand.
As they come up to the line of scrimmage, one receiver is Hall, splits wide to the left. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson and Elliott goes wide to the right. Now look for the motion here. Somebody's going to come in motion. It's Wilson. Here comes the snap. Pugh's going to keep it. Looking to his left. He throws it. Got the outs. Got Hall. And he's going to be close to the first down. He's going to have the first down. Bravenborn on the coverage, but Hall reels it in at the 11-yard line. So they needed 8, and they got 11. Bourne not tight enough on his coverage. It's going to be first, not first and goal. They have room to get a first down, but
right outside the 10.
Right outside the 10-yard line. First and 10 for Marmaton Valley. Wilson is into fullback. Heskett to fullback. Now Pugh's going to keep it. Pitches it to Wilson. And got Bourne out there. Bourne, the ball comes loose. Ball's on the ground. The Indians off. And that's Colin Carlson. No, Hunter Pullman gets on that football, as I think Bravenborn ripped that football loose from, not back down on the ground, is who? So is Wilson. Wilson caught that ball up, and Bravenborn ripped it away from him. Carlson is Johnny on the spot, gets on it right at the 10. So Indians with a much-needed turnovers. We're going to go ahead and take another injury timeout here. We're going to take a 30-second break. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Football on Hot 105.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports, Hot 105.
So welcome back to Moran, Kansas. I got to make sure I get that right, Mike, because you make fun of me if I say back to Marmaton Valley.
I wasn't going to make fun of you tonight. I told myself on the way up.
Gib Carter comes into the game for the Indians. See who he's going to replace here. Give somebody a blow, try to keep the Indians stretched out and fresh here in this second half. Wilson still down on the ground about the 10-yard line. Wilson with a good hard run around the left-hand side. Bourne come up and met him on the option, kind of tangled around with him about waist level and ripped that ball loose, and Carlson jumps on it at the 10, so going to give the Indians possession of the football. First and 10 from their own 10-yard line.
Adam Albertini checking back in for Keaton Kennedy.
Indians put their helmets back on a warm night here. It's not too bad right now, probably 75 degrees. It's a little warm for mid-October. Been warm this week again. The weather's going to change next week. We'll see if it holds out. See what conditions we have for next Friday night's game. Last home game at St. Paul. Everybody come join it. Albertini and Doherty split wide to the left. Bourne in the shotgun by himself. Pekka comes to the right side. Here's a shotgun snap. Back to pass at his goal line. Looking long again, though. Now across the middle. Albertini has it. Going to be wrapped up and not till he crosses the 31-yard line.
That was a nice play by the offense.
Pass and catch from Bourne to Albertini.
First down, St. Paul.
First and 10 for the Indians. Get out of their own territory. Ball up to 31-yard line. 21-yard pass and catch from Bourne to Albertini. Shotgun formation. Same set. Two receivers wide to left. Low snap. Carlson got a lot of running room. Up the middle he goes. 40, 35, 30. Shot down. But not until he gets down to the 27-yard line. Brought down by Pugh. I was talking about Pugh with his knee close to the ground on that snap. That was a low snap, and Bourne's left knee almost touched the ground, which would have blew the play dead there. Same set. Now motion from left to right. Albertini. Snap. Back to pass. Bourne looking lead. Now he's going to run it. Nope. Now he's going to tuck, get sacked. He pump faked again, looked to run, then he was going to throw it again.
Too long in there.
And finally got sacked.
Leading the Wildcat defense.
He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but technically it's not a sack. He actually gained a half yard. Second down and 9. Indians in a hurry up. 2 receivers wide to the right. Carlson set to Bourne's left. Low snap. Bourne's going to keep it off the left-hand side. Nowhere to go. Chopped down that time. By number 51, Corbin Smith. It's going to be third down and 9 for the Indians. Keaton Kennedy comes back into the game.
St. Paul turning up the heat a little bit on offense, trying to keep Marmaton Valley under the pressure. Seeing them cramp up there, and they're going to try and keep them moving.
Third quarter, West Elk 34, Sedan 8. Anyone interested? West Elk leading Sedan. Third down and 9. Ball sets at the 25-yard line. See what Coach Wattrick dials up here. It's split back formation. Bourne's going to come up under center. Keaton Kennedy and back to pass. Going to be pressure from the backside. Got a man out there. Kobe Spillbush reels it in. Touchdown! Bourne to Spillbush. Spillbush come from the right tight end position. And that's going to be a 32-yard touchdown pass and catch from Bourne to Spillbush. Touchdown Indians.
Boy, I like to write new names down there for some of these long touchdown passes.
Oh, Spillbush got his hands on his hips. I think he's a little winded after that 32-yard. Yeah. Caught that ball about the 3-yard line on in stride. Boy, Bourne's really got back on target about midway through this second quarter.
56 seconds.
6:56 left to go in the third. 58-26. Indians lead by 32.
Pretty good route and catch there by Kobe Spillbush, big senior.
Same set, split back formation, Bourne up under center. Carlson and Kennedy back to pass, rolling to his right, sprinting out to his right. He's going to throw it late. Has Pekka coming across, dragging across the field. 2-point conversion is good, so good job. Pekka comes from that weak side, running that drag pattern all the way across the field. Extra point's good. 60-26. 6:56. Indians really opening up here, starting in this third quarter, midway through it. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
All right, the Wildcats.
Welcome back. St. Paul leads 60-26 off of the Bourne to Spillbush 32-yard pass and catch for the latest Indian touchdown on a third down and 9. Alejandro Mate has the ball teed up. Styles Fitness and More is our kickoff sponsor. Back deep is Pugh, and I can't catch the other number because Smith is on the sideline. He's been cramping up, but for that to be an issue for Marmaton Valley. Here's the kick. Oh, it's going to be returnable, taken about the 4 by Pugh off the left-hand side. Got some running room. Reaches out. Easton Smith misses. Now he cuts back. He's going to be brought down, but not until he gets up to the 40-yard line. Good kickoff return. Now a late flag comes in. Boy, about 2 seconds off of everybody gets off the ground. I don't know if he's digging for it, but I believe Struthers was up around his helmet.
Yeah, it might be a face mask against St. Paul.
So I don't know if now he's replaying it. Now he's asking, what are you calling a face mask? Yeah, that's what we'll call. Well, I don't know if it's illegal to grab anybody by the back of the helmet, but that's kind of where he was at. But now they're going to call face mask about the Indians.
Against the Indians.
He was high on the tackle. So I don't know if it's a 5-yard or 15-yard. It's going to be a 5-yard, I believe it is. That's going to take it across midfield.
That sets up the Wildcats.
It's going to give Marmaton Valley excellent field position. First and 10 in the Indian side, Indian territory, 36-yard line. Elliott's going to be in the shotgun. Wilson back in, split wide to left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right is Pugh, I believe. Now motion from right to left. Elliott's going to keep it. Albertini's trying to wrap him up. Gets him wrapped up. Not until he gets a 2 or 3 yard gain. Good job by Anthony Albertini getting in there.
The ball carrier.
They're going to give him a gain of, looks like 1. We're going to call it second down and 9. Ball now sets at the 34-yard line, 6:29 and running. Left to go here in third. Indians lead 60-26.
Anthony in there reaching around trying to rip that ball out, trying to get the ball back too.
Split back formation. Pugh in the shotgun. Elliott and Wilson set to his right and left. Here's a snap. High snap. Wilson has it right-hand side. Looking for some running room. Nowhere to go that time. Bottled up by Hutcherson. I believe Kobe Spielbush also in there. No, that's big number. That's Gibb Carter.
Gibb Carter in there.
Gibb Carter. Good job by Carter getting in there from that nose guard position. Actually, looks like he's playing right defensive end now.
On that last play, though, Albertini was out there. I think him and Gibb are swapping back and forth.
There we go. Yeah, Gibb's going back nose guard now. Albertini is in defensive end position. In there for Pullman, giving him a break. Good seeing them subs in there, giving them upperclassmen breaks. Fresh legs in there. Gibb got in there that time. See if he does again on 3rd and 9. Up under center is Pugh. Split back formation. Back to pass is Pugh. Looking down the middle of the field. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field. Has his man. Caught. Got behind Albertini. Going to be tackled about the 8-yard line.
Nice reception by number 51.
Corbin Smith. They was at the 36-yard line, and they're down to the 10. 26-yard pass and catch from from Pugh to Smith. It's going to be a 1st and goal for Marmonton Valley as the ball spotted right at the 10-yard line. So if the Indians can tighten up here on defense.
1st and goal, Wildcat.
Heskett at fullback. Wilson at tailback. Pugh under center. Here's Wilson, left-hand side. Carter, Albertini tries to dive in there quick. He's going to have about a yard gain.
The ball carrier.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 9. Wilson gets up hobbling again.
2nd down.
Wilson's still running up in there hard. Indians defensive ends are really slanting in. As now Carter goes back out towards the defensive end. Now the Indians are playing 2-down linemen, Carter and Albertini, and then Carlson and Hutcherson are now out to the outside. Wilson chasing him down. Carlson cuts him down. Good job by Colin Carlson. Cuts Wilson down inside the 5. Looks like they're going to spot him right at the 5-yard line. I was trying to set the Indians' defense a little different. Look for the Indians, Mike. Only 2 D-backs. No, there's still 3 D-backs.
I think they got 4 linebackers in there. If you count the corners.
They got Gibb Carter and Anthony both playing in the A-gaps, and they got Grant Hutcherson and now Colin Carlson are playing the D-ends. 3rd and goal, ball at the 5, split back formation, Pugh up under center. Here comes the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking to pass. Has a man. Oh, picked off by Adam Albertini. 10, 15, 20, 25. Just Pugh to beat. And he gets around Pugh. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Oh, big play by Albertini.
For the St. Paul Indians.
6 at the 3-yard line for Albertini. That's pretty much goal line from goal line. Albertini has to be gassed after that long.
Yeah, that's liable to cause a cramp running that far.
What a turn of events for the Indians. 66-26. They lead by 40. 4:06 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Marmonton Valley was putting a pretty good drive together, and on the 3rd and goal, Pugh rolled out to his right, thought he had his man, but Albertini jumped that route, picked that ball off about the 2-yard line, and ran it coast to coast.
Well, he's out there along the sideline. There just really wasn't anyone but Pugh in his way.
Extra point, high formation. Keaton Kennedy, right-hand side, gets in the end zone. Extra point is good. 68-26. 4:06 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Exchange Insurance Agency is a proud supporter of the St. Paul Indians. Give us a call, visit our website, or stop in to let us do the comparison shopping for you and get a free no-obligation quote. Offering all types of insurance, including auto, motorcycle, home, farm, crop, watercraft, life, and health, Medicare supplements, and all lines of commercial or business insurance. Serving the 4-state area since 1964, Exchange Insurance in St. Paul is here to provide you with what you need, want, and should expect from your insurance agency.
St. Paul Tire and Lube, locally owned and operated, offers the small town convenience you love without the big city prices. They offer free pickup and drop off in St. Paul, so you're not left stranded while your vehicle is in the shop. They offer tire repair and also offer oil change and new tires. When you find yourself in need of new tires or an oil change and need to keep going, visit with St. Paul Tire and Lube, 620-449-2323. St. Paul Tire and Lube, proud supporters of the St. Paul Indians.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Here's the kick.
Welcome back to Marion, Kansas, where the Indians expand 68-26. Alejandro Mate's kickoff goes through the back of the end zone. Kickoff sponsor Styles Fitness and More is going to pin Marmaton Valley back at the own 15-yard line. Wilson, got to give Marmaton Valley credit. They're hanging, still working hard. Wilson cramping here in the second half, but they're coming in running hard still.
Yep, coming in running hard. And St. Paul started out kind of flat. We talked about it early in the first quarter. Finally woke up midway through the second and have not let off since.
Albertini's going to come out. Anthony Albertini's going to come out of the game. And Gib Carter comes in at nose guard. Kenny Haney now in at defensive end on the right side. Keaton Kennedy in there as a linebacker. Bourne, Pekka, and Adam Albertini still to D-back positions. And Kobe Spielbush still on the field at linebacker. Pugh up under center, split back formation. Pitch to Wilson, rolling to his right, looking for some room. Cuts back, has some room, turns the gas on. Just has Bourne trying to chase him down. And Pekka's going to chase him down and not until he crosses the 30 to 29-yard line.
Pekka's got to be careful. He's grabbing him awful high there.
Wilson's still running hard in the end territory, 28-yard line, started their own 15. That Wilson runs that jet sweep or pitch to the right, and he cuts back all the way across the field to the left.
So here we go.
And able to contain him. He's a heck of a running back. Split back formation, Pugh up under center, 1st and 10. Ball sits at 28. Handoff inside this time. Got some running room. Going to be a nice 5-yard gain. 6-7 now carries. Cade Elliott carries the ball to the 21-yard line. Pekka and Haney in on that tackle.
It will be second down.
Second and 2
1-yard line.
From the 21-yard line. Need to get to the 18 for a first down. Wilson back in the game for Moran. Pugh in the shotgun. Wilson set right behind him. Pugh's going to keep it right-hand side. And he's going to be close. Flag comes in late. That might be a face mask. I'm not sure if when it comes in that late, I doubt if it's a holding. It is a face mask. Against who? Marmaton Valley kind of backing up this time. Nope, face mask against
St. Paul.
So that will back the Indians up. That'll be a first down for Marmaton Valley. It's going to put the ball inside the 15, about the 13-yard line.
You get their hands down lower when they're making those tackles, grabbing them up high.
So it's going to be first and 10 for Marmaton Valley. The ball's going to be
good for a Wildcat.
Step down to the 13-yard line. 3:14, long ways to go in this game yet. 68-26. Indians up by 42.
Ball on the Indians' 13-yard line. Here we go.
Hand off to Wilson, left-hand side. Bobble up, get Carter in there quick, as well as, I believe, Kobe Spielbush. Not much room that time. Good job. Haney comes back out. Pullman comes in. Albertini comes in. Carlson comes in. And Gib Carter did a good job. Gib Carter's been getting in there a couple times.
Gib did a good job in there playing that nose guard spot.
Shotgun formation. Look for this pitch play. Shotgun formation. Wilson and Ellett set to his right and left. It is to Wilson running to his right. Now cuts back to his left. This time bottled up. That time nowhere to go for him. It's going to bring third down.
Wilson the ball carrier.
And it's a loss of one. Third down and 11. Ball now sits at the 15-yard line.
Opportunity for St. Paul again here to make a big defensive stop.
Wilson does a good job of running that pitch around to the right side. Actually takes the shotgun snap himself from the left running back position and runs to his right, and then does a good job of making people oversue and cuts back. That time the cutback wasn't there. Shotgun formation. Wilson set behind Pugh. He's going to run it to the left this time. Pugh tries to ball's on the no, excuse me. How in the world did the ball end up over there? I thought the ball ended up on the ground. I think it did, and I believe somebody was Hall picked that up and ran it the opposite direction. Fourth down and 10, a gain of 2. Excuse me for not calling that very good, but I thought the ball ended up on the ground. I'm sure the ball was on the ground, but I think Hall picked it up and gained about 2 yards. It's going to be fourth down and 10.
Must have just bounced right back into his hands, be my guess.
Ball at the 14-yard line. 1:37 left to go in the third. Clock's running. Now, Marmaton Valley is going to take a timeout, so we'll be back after this 30-second timeout. This is St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Farmers Bank is a full-service bank with small-town personal attention. They know you by name and are always glad to help you out. Offering 24-hour ATM and free banking locations in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler, Farmers Bank, member FDIC, is proud to help support the success that a small community can achieve with teamwork and determination.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Welcome back. Score 68-26. St. Paul up by 42. Big 4th and 10 coming up for Marmonton Valley at their in Indian territory at the 14-yard line. Good game, Mike.
Yeah, it's a fun game to watch. I'm just looking down my sheet here, and it's kind of all over the place, all kinds of things to look at on there. And I was looking at Adam Albertini. He doesn't have a lot of yards rushing tonight, but, man, he has been nothing but special on the big plays on special teams and that pick-6 return. So he's got a lot of all-purpose yards, but the stat sheet's not going to show him very many rushing yards.
Big 4th down play. Shotgun formation. Set to his left and right is Elliott and Wilson. Now, Elliott's going to try to pass it. Carlson wraps him up for a sack at the 20-yard line.
In the backfield.
Going to be a turnover on down. As they tried to run a little trickery that time, but Carlson had no part of it. And he wraps Elliott up for a 7-yard loss. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball spotted at their own 19-yard line.
Opportunity for the Indians to put it away here if they can score.
1st and 10 for the Indians. Kenny Haney in the game. Kobe Spielbush. See who else? Keaton Kennedy I see in the backfield. Bourne comes in from the sideline with the play. 1:22 left to go in the third. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball sits at the 19, their own 19. I formation. Carlson at fullback. Kennedy at tailback. Bourne up under center. Handoff Kennedy. Right side. Looking for some room. Nowhere to go. Cuts to his left. Got some room.
There he
Turns
goes.
the gas on. Puts a move on. 40, 35, 30, 25. One to meet. 10, 5, touchdown.
Fresh
Pete
leg right
Kennedy.
off the bat.
And, folks, that's going to be your ball game.
Kennedy.
Kennedy with a nice run off the left-hand side. He was tangled up the line of scrimmage, kept his legs moving, broke a couple of tackles. Nice comeback by the Indians in a hard-fought.
Sure was.
Midway through the second quarter, Indians looked flat as pancake and finally got things turned around and end up winning 74-26 here in the third quarter. We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back from our 2-minute break, we will have our KW Trucking post-game show as well as our D-Rail Commodity Player of the Game for you. So we'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Richie's Drugstore in Erie has been serving the area since 1883 with a strong belief in providing customized care and doing more than just filling prescriptions. Pharmacist Morgan Bunton is now taking appointments for free consultations and sign-up assistance for Medicare Supplement Part D plans that fit your needs. Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Even if you're in a current plan, let Richie's help you determine if there's a better plan to cover your unique needs and prescriptions. Call, click, or stop by Richie's today.
The Exchange State Bank is proud to be a member of the St. Paul community. The Exchange State Bank has served the area since 1914 and is committed to go the distance for you. A full-service bank, they offer savings, checking accounts, loan certificates of deposit, and more. They also offer competitive rates on loans and investments, all while giving you the kind of personal service you won't find at bigger institutions. Visit with Bob Conifer at Exchange State Bank in St. Paul, member FDIC, proud sponsor of the St. Paul Indians.
Jerry and Kevin Winter, along with the entire crew at KW Trucking, are proud to bring you this broadcast of the St. Paul Indians. KW Trucking specializes in heavy equipment and heavy truck repair, late model rebuilding, and body work from large trucks down to cars. They also have a full-service machine shop and a great selection of both used cars and trucks. See Jerry or Kevin at KW Trucking or call 449-2763.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village in St. Paul provides services to people in their retirement years. Prairie Mission meets a wide range of needs from healthcare to assisted living and independent living apartments to elderly daycare services, including transportation. With our 7 to 7 dining, residents get up when they desire, eat when and what they want, and continue to live a full and happy life. Your family deserves the best in retirement care, so give Prairie Mission Retirement Village a call today for more information at 620-449-2400. Or visit them at 242 Carroll Street in St. Paul.
Let's get back to the game on your home for St. Paul Indian Sports. Hot 105.
Well, welcome back to our KW Trucking post-game show. That's a good sign because 74-26, Indians come out victorious in the game up at Marmonton Valley, an all-important district play where the Indians now go 2-1 in districts and set themselves up for the number 2 seed in district play as long as they can take care of business going down the stretch with a couple tough opponents coming up. Next week at home with Southern Coffee County, and then on the road with a big sedan game, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of credit to St. Paul to come back off after that tough loss at home last week against West Elk, and they came back out here a little rough to start out with, but boy, they really got a fire built under themselves and got some momentum and never did look back. Once the middle of the second quarter came and went, it was all St. Paul from then on out.
Good game put together by the Indians. Indians really come out tonight was apparently off a film with a lot of game going towards passing as Bourne dropped back several times, as Mike will tell you here when he gets his stats finished up. And Caleb Pekka and Mike and I talked about during the break there at halftime, or halftime sponsor, or post-game sponsors KW Trucking. Our derail commodity play of the game is going to be Caleb Pekka. Not too many passing yards in the second half, but he really opened things up in that first half. About halfway through that second quarter, Bourne and Pekka with 3 touchdown passes and catches, and Pekka over 100 yards receiving. You know, Adam Albertini put together a heck of a football game, too. Had a lot of yards on the ground and had a pick 6 from about the 3-yard line. It could have went to him, too, but Caleb Pekka really coming in and done a lot when they was keying on Brendan Doherty.
We'll go ahead and run down the stats real quick, Dan, as we close up here on the KW Trucking post-game show. Braven Bourne started out a little rough in the first half and was having some trouble connecting on his passes till he started hooking up with Caleb Pekka. Things improved quite a bit from then. He ended up 11 of 20 on the night for 218 yards and 5 touchdowns in the air for Braven Bourne. He also had 29 yards rushing. Colin Carlson had 38 yards rushing, and Adam Albertini only had 80 yards of rushing, but Adam Albertini scored, let's see here, he had the interception return for 77 yards for a touchdown. He also had a 73-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He did catch a 4-yard touchdown pass, one of Bourne's touchdown passes. So Adam Albertini owned another 71-yard kickoff return. So he was right in there in the fight for player of the game, but I'm with you, had to go with Caleb Pekka, because if you look at Caleb Pekka's numbers on the night, he's been pretty quiet most of the year. He's been consistent but quiet until tonight when he exploded tonight. Had 133 yards and 3 touchdowns receiving from Caleb Pekka. The important thing about those is they all came at critical times in the game when St. Paul really needed some big plays. One of his receptions was 58 yards, another for 36, and another for 35 yards. So big plays and a big night tonight for Caleb Pekka. Adam Albertini had 27 yards on 4 receptions with a touchdown. Brendan Doherty, 26 yards on 2 receptions. Kobe Spielbush, 32 yards and a touchdown reception for Kobe tonight. So overall, big-time offensive night on St. Paul, and we were worried a little bit. And early in the game, they started throwing the ball a lot. Talked a little bit during some of the breaks how we were hoping they'd get back to that running game, but obviously Coach Watrick knows what he's doing, because he kept with that passing game, and it sure paid off and got us out of here at 74-26 victory and a point reel tonight.
We probably got to go back to the Jamie Smith, Jarrett Grostier days to have 5 passing touchdowns. And yeah. Caleb Pekka, you don't see this in the stats, Mike, but I believe he had 3 or 4 catches in the end zone on the extra point.
He did.
On the extra point conversion.
You know, extra points is another important part for St. Paul. They only missed 2 extra points all night, and Pekka was a big part of that, too.
Indians come out awful sluggish in that first quarter, and midway through the second quarter, it was a back-and-forth game, and it wasn't because Marmonton Valley's not any good. We knew Marmonton Valley was going to be tough, but the Indians really, their game plan obviously was passing, and it wasn't working to start. It was a 4-and-out, 4 attempts. The first 10 plays of the game, 7 of them, I believe, was passes, and it just wasn't working to start. They really opened that up about midway through the second quarter and kind of got things together, and then start adding in that running attack, getting Albertini to the corner, and then they'd split people out and give Carlson, they'd run the option up the middle. He had a lot of yards on the ground, so they really spread it out, did a good job offensively, and really started converting on their plays and their play calls.
Sure did, and Wilson for Marmonton Valley was their star back, and he had 2 touchdowns on the ground rushing, also had 172 yards on 20 carries. So big night by Wilson, even though...
That's right, at his 8.5 yard.
Just held steady. Yeah, he's a steady player.
Good game here put tonight. We'll make sure everybody joins us at home next week. Senior night. Remember, we're going to have an extra pregame, so join probably 6:25, 6:30. That pre-recorded pregame will come on with our seniors. Then Mike and I will come on about 6:45 to bring you senior night game, the last home game. So everybody, big crowd come out next week. Southern Coffee County comes to town, and then we'll wind up the regular season on the road at Sedan in 2 weeks from tonight, Mike.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun and a lot of football.
Excuse me, it'll be 2 weeks from yesterday because I think it's on Thursday night.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of things to look forward to. And as always, want to make sure we thank Anna back in the booth at Chinook.
Absolutely.
Taking care of us as she has all year and does a fine job. And so appreciate her and appreciate everyone listening to us. Don't forget, if you can't listen on the air, we're also available on the YouTube channel, the Hot 105.5 YouTube channel, and we'll live stream the games. You can also listen to some of the highlights. In fact, the whole game can be found on the YouTube channel. You can go back and listen to all the games throughout the season and relive some of the high points of the season so far. So it's nice to have that available too.
Post-game sponsor show brought to you by KW Trucking. Our player of the game was Kayla Pekka, brought to you by D-Rail Commodity. Final score, St. Paul Indians 74, Marmonton Valley Wildcats 26. Join us next week at home. How about 6:30 for the special pregame show, and about 6:45 for our live Ritchie Pharmacy pregame show. Mike and I really enjoy bringing you the games this year, and especially tonight. Like Mike said, thank you, Anna, back in the studio. We'll see you next week. St. Paul at home. Southern Coffee County come out victorious here tonight at Marmonton Valley, 74-26. You've been listening to St. Paul Indian football on Hot 105.
Good evening, St. Paul Indian fans. It's time for Indian football here on Hot 105. Tonight's game brought to you by Farmers Bank, with 3 locations to serve you in St. Paul, Walnut, and Hepler. Your pregame brought to you by Ritchie's Drugs. Your halftime brought to you by St. Paul Tire and Lube. And your postgame brought to you by K&W Trucking. Tonight's game also brought to you by Exchange State Bank, the Prairie Mission Retirement Village, and Exchange Insurance. Get ready for St. Paul Indian football with Dan and Mike on the call here on Hot 105.